It's high level lore, Connor. What more could you ask for? As we got the 20 lore pros out here coming out, fielding a team. Huge shout out to the 20 lore pro Discord. It helps a lot of people get a lot better at this game. It helps you find a community. So they actually fielded a team and put them in here, and they're going to be facing off against the not so geniuses. Am I saying that right? Not so genius.
Backseat geniuses.
Backseat genius. Oh
Yeah,
my
my
goodness.
goodness.
I'm sorry.
The hosts are
I'm
not
no genius.
biased, by the way. Yeah,
My
no,
bad.
well,
My
we're
bad.
excited.
I'm no genius. I'm no genius. My bad. My bad. I went for it. But tell me about these teams. Tell me about these players. Who do you think is going to take it, and what do you know about these two players that are going to be playing in round one?
Well, it's exciting because I mean we've got the Chicago. So that's my best Chicago accent. You're welcome, everyone.
You nailed it. It was perfect, by the way.
Yeah. So Backseat Genius, they hail from the Windy City. But we also have 20 Lore Pro, which fun fact about me, I thought 20 Lore Pro, everyone wearing something with 20 Lore Pro was on the team 20 Lore Pro. So at a DLC, I was like, wow, everyone's on their team. But it turns out they have merch, which makes more sense. But we do have 3 elite team members. Kind of a stacked lineup. I mean, we've got Clara, who I've casted with. Love her. So I'm excited to see her. But round 1, we also have DeCandio. And you might know him from the DeCandio Classic, which is not actually the term of the tournament, but he has won I believe it's the Charlie's Collector show.
Yeah, Charlie Collectible Showcase. I think, that's right. That sounds right.
He's won back to back, which I mean, there's only been 2, but he's won 100% of them. So that's something. Nobody else can say that.
And that's a pretty lucrative tournament from what I understand. I mean, there's some serious financial gains that can be drawn from that tournament. Winning it back to back, there's no easy measure. He's done it. I mean, I don't know who's ever done anything like that so far. Incredible player.
Yeah, and I mean, it's very exciting when a deck comes out of the meta and has a name, and he's the creator of Diggy Hole, which another fun anecdote I thought was a reference to Lion King 1.5. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. It is not. It is a reference to a Lord of the Rings meme. But you learn, you live and you learn. But he made that deck.
And I'm glad that happened though too, because a lot of times people make their things and do their decks, and I firmly believe, and a lot of people disagree with me, is that this is kind of like an art form. And when you create something and it gets out into the ethers, a lot of times people just put their own unique twist on it and they make it their own, and they don't ever give credit back to where the creator was or whatever. So I'm glad that it happened and he did something so high profile in the LCCC. He revamped it, took it down to that tournament, had some great success, and then people, okay, this is something that this person did. Let me continue to give them credit while building upon that strategy. And then from what I understand, the reports that I read is that he took the same strategy down to the North American Continental Championship, had a pretty good showing, and then on that revival brought a very similar strategy again and continued to have some success. So I think it's a very consistent player, very consistent deck. Clearly there's something there that's working. And if you're out there playing some set championships, you better be prepared to get your diggy hole on, because the deck is going to be around, and it's a very viable strategy.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see a new, I mean, people say like, oh, it's Amber Steel, but it's not Amber Steel's song. There's songs, but if there's no Ariel, I don't consider a Steel song. So so it was a brand new deck. And so yeah, he's won the back-to-back Charlie's Collectible Showcase 10K champion. He was a top 8 in DLC Chicago. So he's not repping Chicago, but he's like, but I'm in the top 8 of Chicago. So that's got to already be some rivalry there. And then back-to-back the pack champion. So Candio's up first, but he's also against Dewey, who is Pandarin. I believe it's Pandarin. But he's got his own accolades here. He's placed in the top 32 of 2 DLCs of, I believe, Chicago and Dallas. So he's he's there. He's showing up. So DeCandio, we all know him, fear him, love him, but I'm excited to see Pandarin show and show up with his deck and see what he's got brewing.
Yeah, I like DeCandio, but I do like getting other new names out that I'm not familiar with. I'm not too familiar with Dewey, but we're about to see if they can get their absolute squabbles in and get their cook up and see if they can go into it. But they're going into a chainsaw right now because you know how strong this player is, DeCandio. And I also like how matter of fact he is about certain things. A lot of confidence coming behind that skill, and it definitely showcases itself when he's out here ready to play.
Yeah,
but I think the players are locking in, and Katie, I think they're getting loaded and ready to go.
Yeah, DeCandio had an excellent sweater at Charlie's Collectible Show. So I'm hoping to see an excellent sweater as well. We don't know if he will have that, but I'll be the first to report if we see a really nice sweater on stream.
Okay. Well, and also what I like to do here, and this is my second time doing this broadcast, and I do appreciate it. Thank you everyone for allowing me to be here. And Luke, one learn behind the scenes doing the production tonight. I really appreciate the opportunity, but what I want to do is start counting the enchanted cards as well. I want to see how
Oh,
many enchanted cards we can get, and let's see if we can get close to an estimation. I'm thinking we're going to see 7 tonight. 7 enchanted cards being showcased onto the field through all of these matches. And if I'm right, we'll see what happens. I'm writing down 7. How many are you thinking?
well, okay. Are we saying 7 different types or 7 total cards?
7. Oh, now you got me thinking about it, because what if they play the same card twice? Does
I
that count?
know.
Oh man, now I got to up my
Be tough.
number.
But I
Okay,
mean,
we're
appearances.
talking enchanted on the field at any point, even
Okay.
if it's a duplicate. I'm gonna put it up to. I'll go up to 10.
So as far as my bet goes, I'm gonna bet. I don't know. Knowing these guys, they have the most impressive deck. So I'm gonna go with what you said, 8 or 7. You said
I
7.
went up to 10. I went up to
You went to
10.
10. Okay, then I'm gonna do 8. I'm gonna be
Okay.
conservative here because what
Okay.
if these guys are feeling demure, very mindful, very demure.
I like it. I like it.
Before we started though, I did want to say where people can find us because I mean after this I'm gonna go eat dinner, so I'll introduce myself now. If you ever want to follow me, I have a YouTube channel, so that's where you'll find me. YouTube, Twitter. If you find one, just follow that thread, and then you can find the rest of it. JDC Quest is trying to be calling you J. That's the same thing I should go off
You
the
can
bat.
you
That's
can
very
you can you
strange.
can you can just call me JD. You can call me
Okay, good.
JDZ.
Okay,
You can call me
I
JDZ.
call you
J
your
Diesel,
full
the middle
name.
A, whatever you want to.
Okay,
JDZ Quest is more my formal name.
that's
That's
yes.
the Usted form, I would say. So
Okay,
just JDZ is fine, or JD, J
perfect.
Diesel, the middle age weasel,
Oh
J
wow.
Dog,
Okay.
whatever floats your boat. Finds your lost remote. Just get it in there. I'll
Okay.
answer. I'll respond.
Depending on how the match goes, we'll see what that.
Absolutely.
But you do some streaming, which I quite love.
I do. I'm on JDZ Quest on Twitch, JDZ Quest on YouTube, JDZ Quest on Twitter. Okay, so get out there. I'm new to the whole thing. I'm trying to find my way. I'm a noob in this
It's
whole
scary.
in these city streets, but just give me some time and we'll build it up. Just go check me out, and you might like what you see if you have time.
Yeah,
Right on.
and then after this, if you're also somebody where you're like, man, I'm not gonna be able to watch it on Friday, just so you know, these matches are gonna be on our YouTube. So that's the other great thing is, if you're, it's hard to tell you to watch it later because you're watching it now. But if just spread the word that if you miss a match, you're gonna catch it on YouTube. You're never really gonna miss it.
You're never going to miss the pulse pounding Lorcana action. Stay tuned and keep it locked. Don't touch that dial.
Exactly.
I want to bring that back. Don't touch that dial.
And the kids are like, what dial?
What does that even mean? I had to explain that to my children. What
Yeah.
don't touch that dial means.
You used to get electrocuted when you touched the TV. It'd be like,
Yeah,
it would zap you a little bit.
don't touch that dial.
I know.
We're gonna bring that back. No
It's
one
tough.
touched that dial.
There's some kids out there. It always freaks me out. Like when someone's like, I was born in 2000. I'm like, nope.
Nope.
That's not allowed, actually. No one was born after the year 2000.
But that's even getting worse because the 2000 kids are now 25. So
Freaking
they're
young.
old. They're
They
the
are.
old kids now. So
They
now you're
got
like,
401ks.
yeah, I'm born in 2009. You're like, what?
Just pass out. You see my soul leave my body.
Oh man, I was a full functioning adult, and it's just very, very scary.
But happier things.
Yeah.
We're old, but the games are fresh. And that is so you're excited about round 1. I know we're not supposed to talk about deck lists, but I can say with great certainty that I'm excited about this matchup for a few reasons that are going to be very obvious. So let me check with the booth. Booth, are we allowed to hint lightly about what the first matchup may entail? So DeCandio, he brought a deck that some people might be familiar with. DeCandio he's very giving with his intel as far as what he's brewing. And there's a card in there that makes my heart sing. I haven't seen him in so long, not since set 1. But the spoiler, there might be a Stitch coming in this match. And you don't know when, and you don't know which one, but I'm vibrating with excitement on that.
All right. But we might have to quell your excitement. I think the players are locked in and ready to start.
Oh yeah,
are you ready to do this?
Excited. Yeah.
All right, so everybody, go ahead and get your popcorn ready. Pull your seat backs up to the upright and lock position. Lock and stow the tray table. We're ready to take off. It's time. It's time. It's time. Let's go. We got DeCandio. We have Dewey, aka the GBF.
But we got Pandarin,
the GBF. I'm looking at Pixelborn, the GBF. As we'll start off, DeCandio gets to play first. We'll ink the Pete, play the Simba.
Yeah, and Simba's a card where he kind of fell out of favor for a little bit, but he's that one that lets you draw a card, look, and then put one card. I believe you discard that card, which he discarded a very great card discard, which is Lilo, which is not Lilo Persistent Presence. I want to call her that. Lilo Escape B. Escape artist. There we go.
Escape artist. And they do have another Lilo printing coming out, and I already got to get me a playset of those. Those
I
things look
know.
really, really cool.
They're quite
In
sparkly.
that enchanted, super shiny, sparkly amber. I love to see it.
But
As well.
Pandaren must have heard us because he said, "Yeah, I heard you talking about champion to Candio, but I got my champion Matt." So he heard us and said, "I'm a champion too," and brought that, which I thought was quite nice.
Very, very subtle flex. I love that as they got out and got some set champ victory in early. Got that champion. We're going to go ahead and also ink a Pete. So that's double Pete inkage. And let's see if we get a turn one play. As steel is going to be the color.
Wow, it looks like he went ahead and passed. Which
So
is
no turn one. Ouch, baby.
that always feels bad, especially knowing that DeCandio is kind of showing his hand here a little bit. There's some aggro spice going on. Anytime you see a Lilo, and that that could be aggro. We also know it's Amber Steel, which can lean very aggro.
And I'm certain these players have done their homework and they have done the assessments and they understand what they're likely to run into, as the Candio has been kind of playing this deck all season, or at least all set. So we're going to go ahead and take some time off to put out the Pride lands, it looks like. So we are on a type of location-based strategy as well, as since your opponent wasn't doing anything turn one, you do have a little bit of time. You can set up the Pride lands, and then things can start getting a little spicy when you get a nice little when you start putting those characters in there. As we'll pass back to another Smee coming down.
Yeah, and Pride Lands is an interesting deck because Zan Syed, before he was the Emerald Steel discard king, he was the Pride Lands deck. So this is a deck meta that you might have been familiar with, and I think it was like set 2 or 3 where Zan was running the Pride Lands, so much so that people still sometimes are like, is he running that? It's like, he hasn't run that for so many turns. But it's an interesting synergy where with Simba, where Pride Lands allows you, I believe, to buff up, and I'm pulling up the card because I haven't read it in a while, but yeah, characters get +2 defense while there, and then if you're a Prince or a King character, you pay 1 less to play characters. So it's discount, and with an aggro deck, that stacks.
It's all, and it just stacked there as you're able to put out the Smee, you're able to put out the Cinderella. Well, you could anyway because you had 3 ink, but now you have some serious momentum on your side of the field, and we're gonna have to get something going here.
Yeah, and I believe so. Yeah, it's 2 costs to move to the Pride Lands, but he already was hanging out there. So yeah, he's got his board going wide, which is something that the Candio is very, very famous for. Is just recently is just having this really oppressively wide board on one side where you're like, oh my gosh, I can get rid of one. My God. So we got 1 Smee versus Smee, Simba, Cinderella, and Pride Lands. So
All right, so all the energy is hanging out with the Candio right now. As I don't believe we've seen the other color coming in from Pandaren just yet. It looks, unless we miss it when they did that second inking, but it looks like we are preparing to play another card, thinking hard here, because you really got to take some of this tempo back as you're going to send the Ariel, the spectacular singer, down to the inkwell. And we do have the mirror.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Is it a true mirror? We know the Candio is not known for Steel Song. And if we see Ariel, we know Pandaren is on a classic song package. But he inks Ariel. So that kind of breaks the Steel Song of it all when you are inking Ariel. But I'm sure at this point he wants some big bodies to kind of mow down Pride Lands, mow down these little guys that he's putting on the board.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I also might share some details about his hand. Maybe he just didn't have some more quality ink, and keeping that Lawrence up at that 4 could be a vibe. But you do have that very vicious Cinderella that's sitting there just ready to do her thing. You got so many characters on the board now. Put another character out and then Storm here or Strength here, it's going to be problematic. And you do have the Storm. Storm finishes off the Mr. Smee. He's out of here. And now Lawrence is standing alone and unafraid.
I think he's probably a little afraid. I'd be a little afraid if I was Lawrence. I'd go, this is not where I want to be right now. I can only do so much, but he doesn't have damage on him. So he is right now a 4/4, I believe. So he could do some work, but he's got a lot of work to do on his own.
What's his code name? He's like the manservant, right? Oh, as we get another location in, and you're gaining lore also from the Pride Lands as well. So that's something to keep in mind as you're getting that static ROI on your Pride Lands. So DeCandio's still in a very, very, very comfortable position as you kick it back over to a single Lawrence. You need to get something happening here smoothly, quickly, as you're just going to probably take out that one of Pride Lands. And you'll play out another manservant. Look at this. Double Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence. It's a Lawrence tribal. It's a deck you don't see every day, but it is all Lawrence. No, but either way, Lawrence is not the worst thing here because Lawrence he's not taking damage when he hits the Pride Land. So he's kind of keeping his stat line nice and healthy by going for the Pride Lands versus the other characters on the board.
So trying to come off the draw against this diggy diggy style deck is very difficult. You have so much tempo to try to keep up with, and you're trying to fight back against these songs. That Cinderella is still sitting there ready to throw another song into the fray. If you can play another character and you sing strength here, you probably can start running away with this game, perhaps. But we know that Amber Song deck, even the more traditional one, can be very explosive. So it's never going to be over, but it's looking quite grim as the Candio is thinking long and hard with here 3 in the Inkwell.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we know that DeCandio's kind of showed his hand here that, this isn't, I'm not seeing any dwarfs, I'm not seeing any mind. So Pandaren, unless he's been studying DeCandio, might be like,
Hmm.
what are you doing over here? Which is always a scary thing when your opponent starts playing cards where you're like, what is this? I thought you were the diggy hole guy, and now he's moving lines to Pride Lands. And then,
Oh, we
he
got
played Doc.
multiple Pry lands, so we
Yeah,
were bricked pretty hard on Pry lands. We
yeah,
had
he went
so
all
many.
in on Pride Lands. He said, I've got all 4. But he did
Wow.
go ahead and play Doc, it looks like, and then discard those 2 Pride Lands and say, well, maybe we'll try something other than Pride Lands, because Pride Lands is good, but it's probably not going to win you the game as fast as some other
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, you don't want to be sitting there with double pry land in hand, not doing anything. As we'll just use the Cinderella here, who will just trade herself into a Lawrence, weaken him, and then Mr. Smee is going to finish him up there. And now your spot's not looking too bad here, as you have a bunch of low challenging characters. You have that one pry land that's giving that residual ROI, but now this is the point where you can stabilize here. A Naveen into a Zeus or something like that would be great for Pandering here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so we have the benefit of looking at the deck list. So, when we're looking at the curve, Pandaren is like, okay, I just have to survive a little bit longer than DeCandio, because DeCandio's got some little rascal characters.
Hmm.
And so I think Pandaren is knowing that he just needs to kind of get through this. And he's gotten through a lot of the challenges, but to your point, I mean, he still has just one guy out there, and he can't do everything. Lawrence is magic, but he's not infinite. But I'm hoping that Pandaren is going to find maybe what he's looking for with his deck list, and maybe find some of those cards.
Mm.
Perhaps a Prince Naveen would be great right now. Some free songs would be
So,
great for him.
absolutely. Something on impact, so he can come down and just take a bunch of the tempo back. We did ink the Poo Piglet Pirate, so Smee will take that damage, and he's
Yeah.
probably going to find himself getting removed here soon. But you really have to watch out, because that Smee with 2, with a Rapunzel potentially looming, that's a
Exactly.
scary sight. So giving DeCandio more cards, I think you don't want to do it. You might have to even go as far as just getting him off the board. If you had a song here, Storm, Strength, I think you sing it. If not, that Rapunzel gaining 2 here and healing another Smee is also super vicious. You don't want to do that either.
And the other thing
So,
we haven't mentioned is he's got Lilo. So I mean, he's technically got a secret card in his hand this whole time, where at the
yeah.
beginning of the next turn, he can start saying, well, Lilo, get in here, which it's hard. You do have to make that choice before you draw. So you'd have to be pretty, ready for that. I have a hard time playing Lilo, because I'm like, I have to do it before I draw, but you do.
That
So
did that did kind of keep it a little bit more fair and balanced, I think. But I really think the game would have been super interesting if you could have just done it at any time, like throughout your whole turn, like bring it back. I think that would add another layer to it. It'd have been super broken and probably bannable, but I think it would add a little bit of a little layer to it. As we'll send the Pete down to the Inkwell, we'll tap 5 and bring out a hard Robin Hood,
yeah.
straight up normal, huh? Oh,
Yeah, there's a signature on the dock, but we don't know whose signature.
I have no clue. I have no
I'm
clue
not
whose
a I
signature it is.
I'm trying to learn all the players, but to know all the players' signature, that is something out of my pay grade currently. But maybe the man in the booth will tell us, because he knows all.
No, I'm kidding. That is a Wonderland doc.
Oh,
Look at
well, you
that.
know his signature? My goodness.
I
Okay,
do. I've
sorry, Luke.
seen that signature. I'm
Luke,
jealous.
please
I
don't
want one,
fire
I want one
me.
of those docs myself. Look at that. It is a professional
I'm a
signature.
good employee. Don't. I
One
like my job.
That's beautiful. And he did have the storm. He did have the strength for the Smee, which was absolutely mandatory there,
Yes.
because that Rapunzel would have absolutely turned this game right on its head. So I love the play. As
Yeah.
you're still going to be kind of going down to the Pride Lands, but now you have somebody who can fight back in the name of Robin Hood, and you'll put Rapunzel traps on your opponent's side of the field. So now we'll bring back the Lilo. Look
Yeah.
at that.
But now it's time. He's like, okay, Lilo. Now the problem is he has to be careful about not feeding Robin Hood, because Robin Hood is great against little critters, because he can take him out. He can get that 2 lore.
Hmm.
So Robin Hood against this deck is not so great, but at the same time, maybe Candy has a plan to get rid of him before the next turn. We'll see here. Or
And
we
he
could
can
just play
also he
straight.
can also soak up some damage. So you got your own Rapunzels too. So they're playing that little game within a game of
Exactly.
who's gonna give up the Rapunzel value and who isn't. As we do ink the Rapunzel, and we will dock here times two. You got
Makes
double Wonderland. Look
which
at that.
Yeah, wow. So DeCandio, we know, is a big friend of the Wonderland. He's
Hmm.
got the inside track to get all the docs, apparently. Uh, but it's interesting. So yeah, it looks like he's going to get two more cards, but he did ink the Rapunzel, but it's kind of six and one, half a dozen the other. When you don't have big characters that can take a lot of damage, then
Hmm.
honestly, the doc drawing two cards is just as good as most of what you can get when you have these little bodies, because you can
Oh,
really only get one or two damage on them.
absolutely. And that Pride Lands is still just kind of sitting there, just collecting residual ROI, return on investment. Is just, taxing ever so slightly. You're at 9 now, just casual 9, and you have 2, 3, 4, 5 on the board. So you're still under the gun here if you are pandering. So you got to make something start happen soon. You don't want to really wheel here or whole new world. You don't want to cast whole new
No.
world with this Robin Hood. You kind of want to try to fight back in a more effective manner, as Robin Hood will. Looks like he's going for the challenge and banish onto the Lilo. You'll gain 2 there.
Yeah, and someone pointed in the chat that it definitely escaped my mind. So that Pride Lands is making Lilo effectively a one cost. So at the beginning of his turn, instead of being like, "Well, you don't want to spend two ink," he's only paying one then for that
Oh,
Lilo.
that went right over my
So
head. I
it's got
missed that.
he's got discount Lilos, which
Look at
is
that.
probably very frustrating. But the good news is he did find some things to do here. He played a Cinderella, Rapunzel, got to draw one card because Lilo, I believe, is 1/2.
Mhm.
So he got one card. He played over Cinderella. So he did some good stuff on that turn. But DeCandio definitely has a lot of things in his favor. And that Simba, he is not tapping down. He's making sure that Simba stays in the Pride Land, gives him the discount so he can keep going wide here.
But coming back to this next turn, I think if you can not get strength here, you'll have 3 singers set up, and maybe you have, I don't know how many cards you have in hand. I think you only have 2, so never mind. If you could just get a medley of songs, I mean a whole ballot, a whole set list, if you will, maybe you can start clearing. You can get that Prime Lands off. You can cripple DeCandio's position, and then you can kind of turn the corner. Because right now it seems like that corner is just getting farther and farther away with every card played, but it's still not exactly over yet. But you're going to see what those top decks can be. If you just start drawing whole new worlds here, you might as well just start packing it up now, as we're going to send the Smee.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. So I had been playing Diggy Hole, which Diggy Hole I would say like is like a cousin, a brother of
Hmm.
this Pride Lands deck. Sometimes it can be hard because it does sometimes feel like you're running out of gas. In this case, he's able to get a card off of or did he have 3 damage on? No, he couldn't have 3 damage on Simba, but so he does get one card, it looks like, off of healing that Simba. But it can be hard. I mean, you run out of these little characters are great for going wide, but they're not so great for coming up with lots of strategies. But sometimes going wide is all you need, especially in a world where no one plays grab your swords anymore.
There you go.
So,
And we do get to the
oh
shift Simba
wow.
in the spam. Oh, the famous DeCandio spam, as you're able to
Yeah.
slam and put them
Oh
all out
boy.
there and say, do something about it. You might
Yeah.
force a whole new world here as we get a
He
blackout moment.
killed the stream. I mean, that happens. Sometimes he plays so many cards that it breaks it. But yeah, I mean, he definitely has Lorthal on our board currently. And so,
And
yeah, Panderin's hope of getting the gas out of Candy, or sorry, Panderin's hope of getting the gas out of Brennan's tank did not
mhm.
happen. He found lots of gas that turn. So, yeah, we got Lilo, Doc, Cinderella. It's tough to see because some of it's under his
Yeah,
name, but
it's a lot.
it's a
It's a
lot.
lot.
I don't even need to count. I'm like, I see it more than 8, and that's all we need. So, and I know
And
some of those posts.
I've been watching, like I said, I've been seeing him on stream a lot at that tournament that we spoke about earlier. And I watch him play, and I see him do that a lot. It's almost like you grind it, grind it, grind it, get to a point, and then boom, you put 10 guys on the field at the same time. You're like,
Yeah,
okay, answer
no, you
this
did.
or lose. And it's just so potent most of the time, as Pandaren just really wasn't able to get much going there on the draw. DeCandio came out, hit the gas pedal, and just did not decelerate until he hit the finish line. And Pandaren was just on the back foot from the onset. But still, we're going into game 2. You're going to have the option to get to play this time, and maybe you can set up some of your. You actually missed a 1-drop too, so that was
Yes,
just.
I think that was a hard thing, especially against an aggro deck. Missing turn 1 on against an aggro deck is rough
You
to
just
come
don't want
back.
to see it.
Yeah.
And we didn't see any enchantments that game though. So my
No.
account is still at 0 right now. 0 on the enchanted meter. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
But we're going into game 2 here, and Pandaren Was he on the play on the? I think he was on the
No,
draw.
DeCandio started off there.
Yeah,
Pander was on the draw, and now he's
yeah.
going to start on the
Then
play
that might
this
help.
time.
That might kind of help the tide here because I mean, the deck list, you guys can't see it, but it's something where I would still, if I would Pandora, not be completely panicked because at the end of the day,
Hmm.
he's got some stronger cards in his deck as far as stronger mid-range cards. So
Hmm.
I'm interested to see if he can actually kind of build up a board and get to those cards he wanted to play. They didn't really get a chance to because he was pretty much just responding to DeCandio the entire time. It was just saying,
Right.
stop, stop, please stop. And so he didn't get a chance to kind of build his own game since he was just
If
responding.
if Pandora can just get out of that early game, just set up some, like you said, set up some characters, set up some singers, and just start sniping away at the Candio's smaller, weaker guys, then it could be enough. This deck is not the worst matchup. It's probably not the best matchup. I'm not going to lie, but it's for sure not the worst matchup. This Amber Steel deck is very malleable. It can answer a lot of questions that the format can throw at it, and I think you got to see that turn one Cindy. I would hope for the Cindy. If I were playing, I would hope for that turn one Cindy, and I would hope it would be able to strike true with a nice song, and then you
Yeah.
could just continue to send the Ursula out there, send the Ariel out there, find some more songs, and just keep the momentum going. Maybe, and also if you can get that shift Cinderella into the fray, I think that could be an absolute game changer. I don't know if you're playing it or not, but if you were to be playing it, then that would be a great tool to help you in this spot.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that I think I'm sure if we ask Panda right now, there's a lot of things he wish he could have done last game that he didn't get to do. So I'm excited to
Hmm.
see how he utilizes his cards now, knowing that he's got this tidal wave of little critters coming from DeCandio. How he's going to alter his hand a little differently, knowing that, listen, I got to get rid of 30 little guys. And it's not a ramp deck. It's coming right out the gate, hard and fast.
Yeah, he's coming out. He's coming out in full speed. But as they're hitting the altar phase out there in the chat, how are you guys feeling? Who do you guys think is going to take it? And what do you think Panther needs to do? And who are you rooting for? Are you with the 20 lores? Are you with the not so no backseat genius?
Yeah, my goodness. Yes, backseat genius. No.
Why? No, I'm so because I
You got stuck in your head.
not so genius is something else. Okay, that's a different thing. Okay, it's a real thing. It's a different thing.
We do have
Backseat
a
genius.
comment. We have a
There it is.
comment in the chat from Caster Tannen that says DeCandio is so dreamy. So
Okay,
DeCandio, you got a fan out there in
right
Tannen.
on. I would concur with that statement as
And
well.
there's also people agreeing. So he's got a lot of DeCandio's got a lot of Defandios.
Yeah.
But we're off to the races here, and he got his dream of a Cinderella.
So a nice, strong Cinderella start. One of the most terrifying plays in Lorcana. In my assessment, I hate to see that. I hate to be on the other side of that. Go second. They put a Cinderella out, a small little princess, a one drop.
Yeah,
Little princess, just sitting there, and it just terrifies me. I'm trembling in my little
well,
boots over here when that
we should
happens.
be scared of Simba too, because now we know Simba's got a lot of work to do in DeCandio's deck. He can shift. He can't shift. He's gone. So he cannot shift now. But we know that that little lion, he's not just an innocent little baby. He is there to be a shift target. He's there to move to the Pride Lands and be a discount.
Oh,
So
he's not he's a full on feature of the deck. He's no longer a function. He
yeah,
is like no, he's a function. He's not the feature. He's actually the star of the deck. As
yeah,
we are going to bring out that turn to Smee and pass it over. So you hit the storm on the Cindy just like you want, just like you draw it up. Awesome start for
yes.
Pandering. And now DeCandio is going to be trying to get some of that initiative back as your symbol was taken down for free. You did get to cycle a card, but I don't know. Now your spot's looking pretty compromised.
Now we do know that, I mean, turn two, he can play two. He has plenty of one drops in his deck. But I think Pandaren is feeling a lot better having Simba out of the way and then also having that 3/3 on the board, because we know that most of his little guys coming down. A Cinder Protective Cub, a second Simba. So sorry, Simba's back. Oh, I love this Simba. A 2/3 bodyguard. I have so only positive things to say about this sweet baby boy that we don't get to see that much in the meta.
I do like it as well. I like the fact that it has a shadow. There's the shadow in the foreground. That's just an artistic expression there. As we
Oh,
do hit this aerial on
yeah.
curve,
He didn't have
we'll
to
be
ink it.
able to get does it hit, and we will hit with the strength. And you can see the strength to broken combo here as you're going to be
Yeah.
able to get through the bodyguard
Oh,
Simba as
Simba.
well to protect from the shift possibility. Dang.
No Simbas allowed. That's his rule this match. He's like, last time I saw what you did, didn't like it. This time, no Simbas.
I understand it now, he said.
Yeah, I saw what you did, didn't love it. And so now he does get a quest for 2 with That's Me. He didn't have to ink the Ariel. So Pandarin's like, okay, this is how my deck's supposed to work, I think, is how
Hmm.
he's feeling right now.
And now it's this is gonna be a really hard spot for DeCandio to get out of because if he can continue to just find song after song and just keep removing your guys and keep questing, oh, Pete is gonna say nay to
Yeah,
all
stop.
that. He's
I believe Traverse Tappan, I played with him. Whenever he played it, he'd go, wait. And I really like that. It feels good. Yeah.
halt.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So
Wait.
he's standing there, he's T-posing alone, but he's going to do a good job saying, Cinderella, Ariel, stop. For the love
Halt.
of all that. Just, yeah. So he gets one turn to maybe build up. But Pandron's still going to play something probably.
All right,
Why not?
let's see if he's gonna quest this Smee though. I'm interested to see if you're gonna go ahead and send him on to a quest, and maybe you can go if you keep the recurve going and slam a Rapunzel here. I think that Smee should have two damage. If
I think
I
he's
could be wrong. Just one.
one.
Okay, he
Yeah,
only
he only
quested the
quests.
one time. Got it. Got it.
Correct.
Got it.
So he's kind of thinking, he's mulling it over. He's feeling not going to sing a song, but I'm sure he has some other things. Yeah,
And we
so he's just going to take
will
the one, which one card's better than no cards. I've played a Rapunzel with no cards. And that feels bad. So one is
for sure.
one better than zero.
And if you do just leave him there with that 2 damage potentially, or that 1 damage even, you just get your own stormed and he pluses and it just feels bad. So just take 2 in the bird in the hand and twice in the bush. You know the vibes. You know what I'm
It's
talking
yes.
about. You know what
Everyone
I'm talking about. That's a thing. It's a bird. Something about birds and bushes and hands, however many, keep them, you know the vibes. Google it.
Yeah. So we do know from the last round too that DeCandia doesn't have a lot of big, not that we saw, but he doesn't have a lot of like muscle power. So we're starting to see kind of his curve here. Each one's getting a little stronger. We have the Rapunzel, who's a 1/5, even Ariel, who's just a 2/3. It's the problem for DeCandio because he has a 3/3 on board, but he's gonna probably want to get lore at some point, and he's seeing Pandron's board develop and not a lot of solutions.
I mean, based on what happened last game, there's a non-0% chance that there are 4 Pride Lands in the hand right now.
Yes,
He
he's
can't do anything. He's just sitting there with just looking at all this real estate in his hand. And we do have the storm. We're going to take a storm. Probably got to get rid of.
Well, we know he has songs. I feel like because he didn't quest with Ariel and Cinderella, that Pandaren has some song, but he goes for Smee, which is the biggest of the swingers.
Yeah, he can get. That's the big one of the bigger questers, and he can actually take him out. As we will go for Simba number 2. Simba will do a little fetch and pitch. We'll grab and discard.
All right, so it's not the worst thing. I mean, he got rid of Smee, but he's picking a card to discard. He's going to go ahead and discard. The suspense, it's too much.
But you know the one thing, if I were Panda, I'd be worried because you do have more dead cards in the matchup. Like I think Whole New World is just an absolute brick. You don't want to see it. You don't want to draw it, and just having it here in this situation, you just don't. You know, there's a chance you're going to draw it. I mean, maybe just play it and stay the hell with it. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. DeCandia, I would never give a chance to flood the board.
No.
I wouldn't. And he will. He'll be like, I played like 20 characters. Like, how? He'll be like, Pride Lands. It does it. But he gets rid of Simba, which has to hurt. But we know that, maybe he trusts that another symbol will come back to him. So he does go ahead and get rid of the Simba Floodborn and plays a Pride Land.
And what's the Pride Land move cost again?
2.
And can Simba move there for free or no?
Oh,
he gets no rebate.
He doesn't get to move there for free, so it is 2 to move there.
Okay, that's crazy. They're making Simba pay wholesale to move to his own home. There should be some type of asterisk in there to let Simba get in there for free, since it is his house. Like, how are you going to charge me to go to my own home there?
That is a really good point.
Ariel's going to get another rip in. You need another hit.
I know. It's tough to say. I mean, any song that can do some removal would be nice. We know that he's not questing with that Simba until he shifts. So I'm sure that Simba is looking like something he really wants to get rid of, to really get rid of that discount that he has with Simba at Pride Land. But
we're thinking long and hard about it. That's a face of someone who probably just hit a Whole New World and doesn't even want to keep it in the hand. Just want to send it all to the bottom of the deck, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe just reveal and keep it anyway, as we're still thinking about it. Unless you have multiple options. Maybe it's that Zeus strength scenario. I don't know which one you keep.
Is he still looking for it?
Okay. So he has to have something at this point. There is a song in hand. He's just mulling over which one you want to keep.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm like, well, what could it be? Because he's gonna go with
It's going to be Storm. So it was a Storm, probably a Storm Zeus situation, I would assume.
Yeah, or possibly like sometimes I get confused if there's like an inkable like strength. I'm like, I'd really
Mm.
like that ink right now, but then I also would like to draw a card, and it's kind of a catch-22. So, but so it does look like he's gonna go ahead and sing "Let's Let the Storm Rage On" to get rid of that pesky little baby lion. This is remember the no Simba zone.
Mm-hmm.
That was
That
a rule
that
he set.
that could be a clear path to victory too. I think just getting Simba off the field at by any means necessary. You got another singer set up, so you can sing. What's the song power over there? Somebody you can sing together. What could you sing for? As you're going to also get rid of the Pete.
Yeah,
So
was
you got
that an Ursula Vanessa? My favorite card name, by the way. Is that her name? Ursula Vanessa. Why not?
just
Oh, yeah.
just a regular.
Yeah, Ursula and then Ursula Vanessa. Just two names.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah.
that's 3, 5. So that's 10, 13, and then Rapunzel can do 4. So that's 17 plus another
Oh,
4. That's 21. You can sing together 21. There you go.
which is
There
great
you
because
go.
that
Yeah.
hasn't been released yet, but Arcadia Island spoiler season is just around the corner, and maybe we'll get our first Sing Together 21.
Sing together 21 and you just win. Like just
Yeah,
game
they're like,
over. Sing this
yeah,
song together.
yeah. So yeah, he goes ahead and quests a little bit. He's keeping I think he quested with that error, or did he sing? Because I know he's saying "Let the Storm Rage On."
Yeah, he sang Storm onto the Simba, and then he sang Strength onto the Pete. And I think there was a quest in there as well. We did lose connection there, so I didn't quite see exactly how it shook up. But it looks like we're sitting at 5, so I think he did, or excuse me, 6 in the lower. So I think he did
Yeah.
get a quest in. And we're going to continue to pressure as Pete is going to find himself onto the field. And this board is getting massive. It looks like we got another song coming in, and it's going to be a whole new world. You're going to grip it and rip it. I don't hate that because now you got
He's
all these
feeling good.
singers.
Yeah, he's
You're feeling good, and you can also put some more characters out as well, and you could just turn your whole hand into a firing range there. But it seems like you got a lot of songs in the discard as well, so that might be something that you are considering as you did just load up the Candio with a whole bevy of new cards as well.
ooh. So Calhoun is a great anti-aggro target because it makes it very, very scary to turn your little guy sideways because Calhoun's like, yeah,
Hmm.
do it. Go ahead, quest. And she's happy to come and clean up any little critters there. She is a 3/2, so she's a little delicate, but still, even if you lose her in a challenge, you still get 2 lore.
Right, but she's 3/2, but she has that resist 1. So
Yes.
if you are in that, and she can just munch, munch, munch on these Lilos all day, all night. So even you get Lilo back at a discount, putting Lilo on the field is going to be a liability because instead of getting that 1 that Calhoun would get by normally questing, now she's getting 2. And that's just closer to the win condition as you have a massive board here. The Candio has a ton of cards, but I think this one might be a little bit over as we're going to continue to see if there's a plan to come back. I don't know all the cards in Candio's deck, but you're going to need
Yeah.
a good one here.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I mean we do have Pride Land, so I mean he has a full clutch of cards, he has a discount, but I mean at the end of the day he has 5 ink and he has a very wide board on Panderin's side. So
Hmm.
it's not out. I mean, he has some things he can do, but it's not going to be an easy situation, especially knowing that we've seen DeCandio's deck and it's a lot of not a lot of we don't see Rush and we don't see
Hmm.
any and there's a few songs, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
And also, there's a Pete that's live now, so you can't even play any of those actions either. So it's all going to be on what this Doc and Simba can
That's a good
do.
point.
I think you
Yeah.
might be able to take out a few guys. No, you can take out at least one, and that might be enough to keep you around. But the Calhoun is also going to be able to challenge back, and you can get that one back. So I believe you are pressuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is Lorthal, as we say here,
Yeah.
raw. But then Calhoun is going to make it even a little bit more tricky when she starts to activate her ability. So this one might be just absolutely cooked, but we'll see as
Well,
we will send the Simba into the Cindy. I think that's the only thing you can take down.
which makes sense because I mean, Cindy at any moment can become a very large, angry Cindy, which suddenly can challenge ready characters. So
Hmm.
Cindy makes sense to say get out, but there's still plenty more that Robin could shift. We've got, but he's still. I mean, he's doing what the Candy. Okay, playing every single,
Wow.
and then okay. I just thought that was a move. I was like, well, how's he doing that? What's going on? But no, it does look like
I
he
think
is.
it is.
It is okay. No, I thought that was him scooping. No, he's playing every card. My goodness, you don't see it every day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, everything just gets slammed onto the field.
Yeah, he
And
says, "What do you feel about this?" Um,
But I think that's still lethal damage that is on the side of the board. If I can't count,
Especially,
and Robin Hood Shift just
yeah,
really seals it,
yeah,
and that's going to get it done.
exactly.
As we're going to scoop all the cards up, get some shuffle and cuts in, and then we're going to proceed to the all important, all inclusive game number 3. As Earlmeister's in the bill says, literally dumped his hand, like
He did. I've
actually
never seen such a thing.
physically dumped. The hand was slammed onto the playmat.
We didn't get to hear the sound, but I imagine it was meaty. It was all his cards. But yeah, that was. I mean, Pandaren had his number that time. I mean, we were talking about how Pandaren didn't have the greatest start. He didn't have a one
Hmm.
drop. He was going on the draw. Now he's on the draw again, but he now knows every time he sees a Simba, he's like on site. No
Yeah.
Simbas. Absolutely
This
not.
is this is a no Simba zone. You got to keep the answers for Simba because that's a very potent combination right there. Simba on Pride lands with a bunch of micro machines, and just what are you going to do? You can't take them all out. You just don't have enough time. So I think that's a very valuable strategy, and I like to see people pushing the limits of this game. I don't think that this game is even close to relatively being completely figured out. I think set 6 introduced a lot of cool things, and I think as more cards continue to come out, more cool things are going to continue to happen. And I'm just so excited for it. And because even now, like as we're at the end of set 6, I don't even think we figured out all the cool things that can happen
No,
right
I mean,
now.
as DeCandia showed, I mean, they're like dwarfs. What do you know? And
Mm,
we haven't seen it yet. So this match, I'm hoping for a couple things. I'm hoping to see Rockstar Stitch. I can say it now. They're not listening, but there's a Rockstar Stitch in the deck. I see it. I want to see it more than I've ever want to see anything. I think we saw it briefly, but he didn't get to do anything with it. Probably when he
yeah.
threw out all his cards.
And with all these low cost guys, Rockstar Stitch could just go
Oh,
insane. Like he can do some great things. I would love to see it too. Wait, here's the hoping though. Here's the
yeah.
hope.
And I'm also hoping Pandemonium, that's I just made up a person. Pandaren. I would love to see he has a Naveen. I'd love to see Cinderella shift. I love a Cinderella shift. You don't get to see it every day, but my gosh, I call her the headstrong, I'll take you on. Cause like she sings a song and she's like, I'll fight anyone when that song's come on. So
I
I'm
love
hoping.
that card. That card is such a house.
It
That
is.
card is a complete brick house. And when it hits, everyone panics. Like there is nobody who I don't care who you are. I don't care what skills you got. When Cinderella's on the field, you feel a little bit of
Hmm.
intimidation factor because it's going to clobber you. It's taking you down, and you better figure out a way to get through it. And it's not easy to get off either.
No.
Resist 2, you can't really challenge it. You can't really use any steel removal. You have to have the let it go. You got to have the world's greatest criminal mind. You got to have the
Oh,
Hades, and those cards just don't like to show up when Cinderella's already on the case and all up in your face. Feels
yeah,
bad.
no being prepared here.
No.
That's off the menu. So yeah, it's just old fashioned grinding away at that
Hmm.
giant behemoth of a lady.
Oh, she's questing for 3 for some mystery reason. I don't know. You to ask somebody about why they did that. It's just randomly
Yeah,
questing
right.
for
They're
3
like,
as
they
well.
just make her absolutely intimidating. So you love her. They loved her so much they put her on the pin for the Continentals. So
Absolutely.
obviously she's a people's princess.
Very
But
iconic.
so yeah, so now we're on round 3. So chat, I see lots. I don't know. It looks like it's split. We've got 20 Lore Pro fans. We got 20 Lore Pro. I can't make that joke, but there's 20 Lore Pro fans, and then we've got Chicagoland. We got some
Mm.
fans of the pickle on the hot dog crowd, deep dish pizza people. Up,
And
he's
now
here
you start with it as you got the power play, Cindy with a just a turn 1 Cindy,
right
and
out the
now you
gate.
got to be shaking in your boots a little bit. There's not a lot of plays that can just effectively get through this turn 1
Especially,
Cindy.
yeah, even if he turned one Cindy's, then Cindy can do Cindy
Yeah,
on Cindy violence. And that's what you don't want that. So we gotta, it's tricky. This is one play where I am always scared about what you play in this because
it's hard
Cindy
because
is, yeah,
you're just giving up tremendous value. I think you would need something a 1 cost with 3 health, or you need to be playing green and you could just skip your turn 1 and maybe play Ursula
yeah,
and snatch the song. I think that's pretty clean when it works out, but
that
it
makes it
just
hard.
yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard mode. And it's
Yeah,
something to think about.
playing on the draw, you feel good, you get a card, but yeah, once you play on the draw and you see Cindy, you're like, oh, so it's gonna be like that.
Oh man, it feels terrible. And you can see Pandaren thinking long and hard about this because you're basically just going to be giving up some value. It's almost just don't even put anything out because typically, especially someone at the Candios level, maybe he's bluffing you off your spot, but he's
Exactly.
probably not going to put the Cinderella out without the song. So you know he's got it, and you are going to make him have it. And let's see if it pays off
Well, we know
as
DeCandio doesn't have a typical song deck. I mean, so I mean, compare, but he does have the ones you want. You have Storm and Strength, but
mhm.
maybe he's betting like, okay, I know you're not running a typical song deck, so statistically, you have less songs than normal, but we'll see.
Right. And with so many one cost characters in the deck, you probably lead with that Cinderella if you got one of your few songs to follow up because you got the Lilos, you got the Stitch, you got the Simbas, you got all that stuff that you could have played, but then it might fall to your opponent's turn one Cindy, or maybe you're just bluffing. Maybe you're like, hey, I don't have a song, and maybe I'll make you think I have a song, and then I won't
Oh,
I won't do anything about
we're
it.
singing or questing? Questing. So
And we
yeah,
are questing.
he
So
called the
yeah,
bluff and he said, "Dang it,
called
you
him.
got
I
me."
love it. Hard call. And it worked out great for pandering as now you got the Smee set up and now your Cinderella would have a turn to fire. And let's see if you got
Yeah, it's a payback
something to
time.
shoot off.
You scared me, so now I am going to take down. But we'll see. He could technically, I mean, he could play two little guys and do a strength and get rid of that Smee. I mean,
Hmm.
assuming he has a song, we'll see. It could be this is no one got songs this round.
That would be funny. Super unlikely. There's no chance.
Yeah. But
Somebody's got it.
he inked
As
a
we'll
Robin Hood. Yeah. Oh, and then
he
this. Oh, okay.
set up another singer. And are we passing back? Did it really just happen? Two Cinderellas not able to do anything?
Wow.
That's intense.
It
There's no
is.
chance.
Maybe. Yeah. All right.
Maybe. No, I guess it's not going to happen. There's a lot of hand shuffling there. So I'm thinking you either got it or you don't. Maybe he's thinking of holding that strength, like you said earlier, strength hitting a more viable target might be a little bit better instead of just taking out a Cinderella with a strength, maybe hit something a little bit bigger with it. And it looks like you are going to just pass here. It looks like we didn't pass off the green box, but it looks like, yeah. So
There you go.
both
Yeah.
Cinderellas live. Look at that. When the last time you seen that happen?
Yeah. Cinderellas are like, oh, I didn't think I'd be here. They weren't prepared for this turn.
I-
I'm normally gone, but they're here.
Both of them. That's insane. Okay. We're still balling though. So now it's like we almost got like another Cold War type situation as both of these singers are just staring each other down, just waiting on who's going to be armed first. We're going to go ahead and play out the Smee in the Inkwell. We'll quest for two. And did you find a song now? And you didn't, but Pete's
No,
going
but
to
no
say
song.
nay.
Yeah.
Look at that. So
He's
we'll
got
have
a choir, but no songs over there.
maybe we get back-to-back Pete's here, and we'll just have the funniest interaction of just no singing here as we did get to the bare necessities. Looks like it finds its way into the inkwell, and then we will send up the manservant Lawrence, who's going to hang out there. You do have three. You can't sing now because of Pete, and then next turn we might get some medleys coming in. Cool
Yeah.
game. I like this. I like this match right now. This is a good game three. It can go either way.
Yeah, and Pandaren seems, I mean, he's not questing. He's like, I'm good. I know what you've got, and I'm not scared currently. I say currently because Decanto is really good at suddenly throwing 10 cards on the board, but he's not scared at this current moment, it seems.
And you know what else, Katie? Maybe he's playing it smart. He's like, I do have these songs, but I'm not going to sing them because Simba's not around. I need to hit
right.
Simba with these guys, and I don't want to waste them on a Cinderella. I'll keep them for when I really need to get that Simba off. And I think that could be what's going on as we're just doing a little bit of, I think, 3 cards in hand. Candio is going to be on the approach. It looks like we got the Simba. There he is. Let's see if we can get that guy out of here. We let him survive as we'll get a draw and pitch one more time.
Yeah, and I mean, the shift target Simba is a shift 3, so I mean, he technically could this turn. I don't think he would, but I mean, it is something where you get to ready your other characters if he's exerted. So he couldn't quest this turn. So basically, I highly doubt we're going to see that shift this turn, but that is something where he has to keep in mind that if there's a baby Simba on board, then big Simba could be right behind. Oh, so he's going to sing the first song here.
Do have the strength. We're going to get rid of the manservant Lawrence. He's gone, and we have the Pride Lands as well. Okay.
Yeah, so he said, don't come for my Pride Lands, please.
Okay, so now things can get a little bit more physical here as we will go for a quest as well with the Cinderella. And let's see if we get a quest in with this Smee or will he stand strong? It looks like Smee is just going to hold it down, electing not to. Oh, never mind. Change of plans. Smee's going to go on his little journey as well. Add 2, deal 1 damage, kick it back on over to Panner, who's now got a trouble. It just got out of hand quick. 1 song, 1 Simba, 1 Pride Land, and now you're on your back foot again.
Yeah, so now we got to see, does he have those secret songs that he was holding back for secret nefarious purposes? It's time. It does look like he's going to pay here, but Yeah, getting rid of that Lawrence was smart because Lawrence is kind of the only hope for that Pride Lands to do anything on his own. Now, Along Came Zeus could be helpful here, but even then, Ursula and Cinderella, they got little noodle arms and they can't hit for a lot. The
They
best they could
can't.
do is two if they work together.
And you mentioned that about the Candio's deck, about how he has a lot of weenies in there. There's not a lot of power. I mean, you got the Lawrences, but they got conditions. There's not a lot of power in the wheelhouse as well. You do have a Rapunzel trap that's set up, beautiful execution there. You're able to get 3. This could spell a nice little change of pace, nice little turnaround for Panda in there, as you got 3 off of the Smee quest. It was a gamble. The Candio took it, and he
And
did get a
then
slight
song time.
punishment there.
Is he going to sing the song? Yeah, he's going to say, Simba, get out, I think. Yep. No, not Simba. Okay, so Simba gets to stay around, and he got rid of Pete.
So he did kind of go against the plan. Maybe he wants to keep his singers around for a little bit longer, but now you're setting yourself up for that dangerous shift, and that could get you right back into this thing. That Rapunzel was pretty clean. Let's see if it's going to work out that way. We'll move 2. We'll send the Simba to the Pride Lands, and now we have a Doc coming in as well, getting 2 more.
Clutch. A very great, it's a great thing to have in your hand as a last card. So yeah, I paid there for his Doc, which he's got that discount double check here, which makes Doc only 3, 2.
I think he's a 1. So one more time on Pride Lands. Does he have to be exerted to get that effect? I need to
No,
read
as long as there's a king or a prince, on
okay.
Pride. Yeah,
They get a rebate, instant rebates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's gonna go ahead, sing "Let the Storm Rage On" to get rid of little Cindy, because he's equally afraid of the songs that Pandering might have.
But now, are you going to quest it? I think he's thinking about it.
I mean,
it might not be worth it, because you can do a little gang up and take him out, and that'll put your Pride Lands back into a vulnerable state. Unless he's about to shift gang here, that could be neat. Let's see if it happens. Can you pay for it though? I don't think you can afford it.
2, right? Or no, I guess it's passed. So interesting, because he's leaving his Simba vulnerable, which is what's giving him that discount every turn. But I don't know what's in his hand. He could have more Simbas on the way. It could be he's like, don't worry, I got Simbas for days out over here. We do know he runs 2 shift targets in his deck. The one that lets you scry a card, and also the bodyguard. So maybe he's feeling good, feeling real.
Okay. That could be it. It's interesting. This is a very interesting spot, I would say. I still think the game is open. DeCandio is almost at half total right now, so he's got a long way to go. He's going to play another full cost Robin Hood. Yeah. And Robin Hood changes the game a little bit. He's going to make this thing a little bit more sticky with that 6. That goes a long way. And you got somebody who can actually start challenging it into the Pride Lands to kind of clear it next turn. So now DeCandio's got a lot of pressure on the side that is mounting. You also have 2 pretty sizable singers on the board as well. So this is looking a little bit good for Pandering there.
Yeah, and somebody pointed out that I forgot the other thing that it does is it buffs up his defense. So I'm like, oh, he's a 1/2. They could work together. No, he's a 1/4 now. So
that's
even
right. Oh my goodness, I forgot. Let me pull up Pride Land so I don't sound.
I know, right? This is really.
I haven't seen that card in a long time.
Where did you get this from the archives? But he has Along Came Zeus, and he's gonna Along Came Zeus a baby. But he's a 4. I feel like it's not fun to do that, but unfortunately, it's worth it in this case because that discount hurts in the long run. So he does go ahead and get rid of that Simba. So on the board, he just has 1 Doc, 1 Cinderella. He does not have a Simba to give him a discount, and he is going to go.
Yeah, Pride Land's kind of broken. Okay, I need to reevaluate this card.
Yeah, I mean, Zan was really on it for a while, to the point where it's like, do you play Pride Lands or flutes? Like, that was the big thing. Are you a flute person or Pride Lands? And now no one is. And then DeCandio said, get the Pride Lands out of the closet.
Dust it off, man.
Yeah.
That's something that I think a lot of these pro players, these really strong players, what they do as these new sets come out, they don't just focus on the new cards. They'll go back into the ancient relics and see what has been buffed and now what is good because of those new cards. So that's cool, man. Dug into the spice cabinet, pulled out Pride Lands, and just said, let's rock with it. No pun intended. And it's really, really good, it seems. But you're still going to be in a vice. You got this Robin Hood staring you down. You still have 2 mighty singers on the field, and you don't have a lot of resources at your disposal. You have no king or prince in the Pride Lands, so you're kind of in a vulnerable spot. and you need to figure out a way to get some energy going. Rockstar Stitch. Nope. He's
Oh,
not even good right
please.
now.
I know. Yeah, Rockstar Stitch is one of those things that if you don't shift him, he kind of loses not all the value. Because with the Candio's deck, he has to be pretty conservative with his ink. So if you're not shifting, he has 4 ink. So yeah, there's not really
Yeah,
any other way
can
to do such a thing, especially now we lost our Simba. So
maybe he can do regular Stitch. Oh, there he is in the inkwell though.
in the ink. That's not
Unfortunate.
where you want to see him, but at least I got to see him briefly, just for a moment.
And we'll pay 2, it looks like. And we'll bring out the zombie Lilo who has hit the
Yeah,
board, which again is just going to be Robin Hood bait sometimes. Just somebody just gets
exactly.
clapped up by Robin Hood and you're going to be gaining. And you get six opportunities to do that. So that's never good. We'll continue to think. You still got to figure out, you got 9 that you can get to. It looks like we're going to send the Doc into the Pride Lands. He's not royalty or nobility of any sake, but he still gets that defensive buff. So he'll be up to 5 as we have lost a little bit of connection yet again. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. It will get repaired.
And nobody expects to move Doc to the Pride Land, so that's probably why I cut out, because it's just like no one's seen that move before, but it's happening.
Pixelborn Connect just like, what are you doing? I'm out of here, dude. You got Doc, you got Pride Lands. I didn't pay. I know you guys don't pay me enough for this. I'm gone.
Exactly.
Get me
Now,
out of here.
the Doc, he's now effectively oh gosh, another Robin Hood. So that's not great for him. But the Doc, I'm wondering, I was trying to see, is he putting a trap for that Robin Hood to go ahead and take out the Doc? But he only has one. He would only hit Robin Hood for one. I don't know. It's tough to say. Maybe he's saying, like, do you want my Pride Lands? Do you want my Doc? I don't know if that's a mind game. I always assume if I don't understand it, it's a mind game.
Yeah, they give me something, and it's nothing's ever for free on this level. I'm noticing.
Yes. Yeah. So there's always
it's always a catch. There's always fine print. So maybe I think it just kind of just go. I don't know. Start piling damage onto the Pride Lands and just get that off and just be done with it. And then you can start to kind of address the board a little bit once he starts exerting more characters. We do send that Cinderella down to the inkwell. The big body is gone, and
but
a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of reluctancy on that inking. He wanted to keep that Cinderella because I think if you can stick that Cinderella, you just win.
She sticks. Yeah.
She's going to be there for a long time, and she's going to be waylaying a lot of stuff. So but, a little slow on the ink on that.
Now he does have a chance. He's technically can draw cards off of the Robin Hood if for some reason he got worn down, but there's not a lot of things to wear him down on because Lilo's a 1. Cinderella's a 1 and Doc is 1. So there's not really a lot of ways that we're going to get to draw cards off Robin Hood. But instead, he's turning cards sideways here.
These Robin Hoods are going to be there for a long time. They're going to be there probably to the end of time. I don't know if there's even a way to get. Maybe you can set up a bunch of guys and pull off a strength. That's the only thing I can think of. But they're going to be there for a minute.
And interesting, he just went and dealt 6 to the Pride Lands. He said, "I really am over that." So
yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, I think that's the correct play because if something bad is going to happen to you, it's going to be on the back of the Pride Lands. Those little weenies, they're not doing anything in the face of these 2 Robin Hoods. And you got these 2 heavy questing characters. Once you get the Pride Lands off, I think you're smooth sailing. And I think that's the assessment that Pandering has made. So you're kind of going to be on the gas pedal here, unless you can get another famous DeCandio's slam, followed by some more Docs, followed by some more characters.
Yeah, this is a time where, Whole New World is now probably not on Pandarin's menu because it looks like DeCandio, he has 2 cards. He had 1 card, I believe. It's tough to say. It's a black card, black sleeves on black playmat. So I'm like, ugh, but I think he had 1 card.
Oh, here we go. Let's see it. If you could, there could be a Rapunzel play here from the Doc, and you don't got it. We're going to go full Simba.
Yeah.
And you don't have enough.
It costs everything. Yeah.
Yeah. It costs everything you got. And you're not able to move him into the Pride Lands as well. But Pride Lands is not going to be long for this world. And you didn't get punished with a Rapunzel of your own. So now what are you going to do? I think you got to start trying to find some advantageous trades. And I don't think you have any. I think your character is just way too weak to do anything. You might have to just stay with what you got and pass it back and hope for better cards off the top.
Especially, because we know that those Robin Hoods, 2 of them are very hungry to to challenge these little guys. But he only has to deal 1 damage now to that Pride Lands to get rid of it. So Panderin's probably feeling pretty comfy right now. But still scared because ultimately DeCandio has
Yeah,
Let's see.
Zeus here is probably gonna be the end of the
Oh,
game,
yeah, that is
as
rough.
that was a super strong Zeus sang freely by Ursula Vanessa, you know?
Yes, the classic. Everyone's favorite Ursula, Ursula Vanessa,
Vanessa.
and
I like the Ursula where she's, in the chair, the Vanessa in the
yes,
chair.
that's a good one.
What's her code name? I can't recall.
She's like something bride, something maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I like that one a lot too.
But yeah, he gets rid of the Pride Land. He does along came Zeus to Simba. So really, he's caught on to Decandio's ways, and he says absolutely no Pride Lands, absolutely no Simbas. That's not allowed here. And then he gets a little questing in, little yeah. So
Yeah.
he's finally got on the board, and you might say, oh well, he's down, but he's up in a lot of ways looking at his board and knowing that Decandio has 5 ink and a
Yeah.
Smee.
But the one thing DeCandio does have going for him right now is that you have 11 in the lore. You're close.
Yes.
And if you can continue to just put characters out, maybe don't quest, just put them out turn after turn. Maybe you can stack 11 on the board. It's a long way. That's a
Yeah.
hard out, but it's possible. As you do get to a storm, you'll be able to clear off one of the singers, and you'll probably have to hold squat here again for another
Exactly.
turn and just hope that you keep drawing a dock into a daisy duck here would be pretty nice. But still, if you could just get there, maybe you can set yourself for a double quest out. As we will get to the storm. Never mind, that's going to slow you down even more slightly.
Yeah, so he's gonna go for that Lilo, which, as we know, can come back, but it's still something that's not free. So he still has to pay 2 since he doesn't have that Pride Lands. He plays his own Lilo and says, "How do you
Hmm.
like that?" And just turns cards sideways. So he's
And it's
putting the
got to,
pressure
and
on.
unfortunately for Lilo, it's got to come back exerted, and it's going to set you up
Exactly.
for another Robin Hood plunge there. So
Hmm.
it's looking pretty cooked. I think that was one of the Candio's last outs, and I think it has now expired. As we're still going to be in the mid game, it looks like all of the momentum and energy is firmly placed with Dewey as he is still standing there. Maybe just try
Yeah,
to just quest it here. I think he's just thinking about wrapping it up, and we will go for a mighty quest of 4.
yeah. Because I mean, we're sitting looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I mean, it's not the end here. So he's like, okay, let's see. I'm gonna play one more turn here, playing the card he has, and then also, like you said, not doing the Lilo.
Hmm.
Uh, Possibly because he wanted to see if he drew something that would get him out of this.
Oh no, he didn't quest. He I'm sorry, he challenged into the Rapunzel there. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
that was a full gang tackle, take down the Rapunzel.
My
So
goodness.
many characters just beat up
One Rapunzel,
one measly Rapunzel. I hate to see it, as you will get to another storm,
which
and
I'm
the
sure feels great right now to see that.
and the hits just keep on coming, and it looks like we're gonna go ahead and blow up that Stitch that is ready.
No rock star for me today.
Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Katie.
That's okay.
I was hoping it happened.
Yeah, and he's gonna go ahead and lean into the Cinderella and the Smee, which is fine
Yep.
for him. He still gets 4 from that. And now this is rough. I mean, he's got one little guy out there, and Pandaren.
I don't think there's a card in the game that can get that Rockstar Stitch, and he's coming
Oh,
too.
that's
Oh
heartbreaking
man,
for me. But wow, Pandaren, you have to be scared when you sit down against somebody who's like, "This is my deck." Like, Candio is the guy on this deck, and so I'm sure Pandaren's feeling pretty good that he was able to come out here on the draw twice.
and get it done. I think once he came up with the game plan, once he did the analysis after that game one, he saw how that went, and then he was able to put the correct plays together. Understood
Yeah,
what the Pylons was trying to do, what the Simba was trying to do, and that whole connection. I think he was able to kind of reduce that strategy down a little bit and have a pretty good game plan. So I think the no Simba on site game plan kind of worked out, but still, I thought the match was very well played by both of the players. And I think if they have time, we can hop on in and do a little post game interview, talk to both of the players, and see how they felt that match went. All right, let me hop into the. Let me
hello,
make sure.
party people. All right, can you hear us?
Are we double talking? Greetings and salutations, fellow Illumineers, Candio and Dewey. How you guys feeling? How you guys think that match went? I thought it was a pretty nice one. 3 games. I mean, it came down to some things happening at the end. But first, I'll talk to you, Dewey. Let's talk about that deck. What made you bring Steel Song to this all important ICL match?
Um, so originally, I um, I think everybody knows on a team we're just like a full like red blue squad.
Hmm.
So we so you know I think on the last ICL I was playing Amber Steel and I lost to Red Blue. So this is kind of like my redemption where I want
Hmm.
to play Amber Steel song again and prove that
Okay.
that someone on the team could play Amber Steel. So that was
Yeah, good for
Okay.
you.
Okay.
It's, I mean, you probably are familiar. I mean, I don't know. I won't go speak, but I mean, DeCandio's deck list has been very popular the past week. Especially, I was a big fan of his revival deck, which is what you're playing. So,
Yeah.
have you were familiar with DeCandio's aggro ways before this match?
um I I I think I have. He's the one who invented like the Diggy Diggy whole deck.
Did.
Definitely the Simba of Highlands. That's the first time like I saw him playing it, and it's like I haven't
Mm,
heard anyone talk about it.
Yeah, I
okay.
mean,
So yeah, so in that game one, that was your first time seeing it, and he kind of jumped all over you with that strategy. Was that something that you took from that? Was there something that you took from game one into game two and game three to kind of help you negotiate what the Candio was trying to do to you?
Kill the yes, 100%. I I know back in set 3 I was doing like the whole Stitch Trilands combo when Triland first came out.
Mm,
So I thought that Decano was playing the Simba because you know Simba plus Lilo, you draw, you discard like a free card, they bring it back on turn 2 if you miss a turn 2, but again it's
hmm
like it really depends. So I know that the Pylands, like you have Prince in there, you can make everyone like one cost or less. So I was like mostly game one, like I missed like my turn one, so it was kind of like a little bit more difficult, and you kept killing my loyalty out of the Pylands.
yeah.
So taking that from game two, you saw me just try to kill every single thing that he had with Simba in his name, so he can't play the game.
Yeah, I
And then
mean, that you could definitely tell the moment you finally caught on a little bit of like, wait a minute, I see what you're doing over there.
Yeah. That was pretty.
yeah,
That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. But the Candio, we got you in the building as
Hey.
well. Was there any doubt about bringing this strategy? I know you're very open about the Diggy Diggy Hole, about the Amber Steel, and you know your adversaries are going to be gaming you. They're going to play the metagame. They're going to bring decks that are kind of good against you, good or bad as they know the matchups might be. What were your thought processes bringing this strategy to this event, and do you have any regrets on that?
Um, well, this was sleeved up already,
Okay,
so I
That
didn't
helps.
want to change it then. So
nice.
that was my main thing for playing this deck was just it's in front of me already. So I was doing that, and it was fun. So I came wanting to have some fun, and that's what I did at the revival event and did pretty good there. But yeah, I mean, I'm just here to enjoy it. It was some fun games. I think I
It was.
petered out a
Not
little bit
Pete.
in that last game, but
It
it was
was
still good.
the only play I thought that I wrote down when you quested that Smee. Was there any trepidation? Was there any doubt when you quested that Smee to give up that Rapunzel value
I mean, in game two,
in game? I believe it was in game three.
no, that was game two. I didn't play a. I mean
How you had
was it?
the Smee had one damage. You quested it. You were thinking about it. I saw you had it in your hand. You're going back and forth, back and forth. You were about to leave it ready, and then you quested it, and
oh
then he came in and hit it and got the draw three with Rapunzel.
Well,
yeah,
my
it
Pete
was
was already exerted, so it didn't matter. That was the
Okay,
issue.
okay,
It's like in for a penny kind of thing, where like if
got it.
that Pete happens anyway, I have to then challenge with the Smee the next turn, so I might as well just do the
Yeah,
same thing.
and get
I just
some
get two more
value.
lore. I just
Okay,
get two
okay,
lore where otherwise I won't. So it's definitely correct. If I decided to quest with Pete or to sing with Pete that turn or that game, then it was definitely right to quest with Smee. So you kind of have to look at it as you're kind of already in that board state where you're getting with Rapunzel value, and I goal wasn't really to outvalue him. It's often in this matchup you can kind of just ignore most of what they're doing, except if they have
okay.
a lot of stuff. Like if they have a giant board, it's difficult. Robin Hood's the biggest card, just literally stat wise. It's hard to race because they can just always challenge into your stuff. So that makes it a little difficult. But yeah, I mean that turn I couldn't. You can't do anything
Got it. You
about
just
Well,
the
gotta.
Rapunzel value of the turn.
I do have a moment
Okay.
of you brought back Stitch. So that's I just think everybody should take a moment, likes in the chats, because my goodness, how exciting is it to see Rockstar Stitch back? Now, did you have a light bulb moment when you realized, like, wait a minute, I can make an aggro deck with this new Simba? Because I think like Simba's been he hasn't found like a great foothold. Was there a moment for you where you're like, wait a minute, Prideland Simba, it's all coming together?
Oh, yeah, I think mentioned before, like Pride Lands existed in set three. I
Yeah,
think it was it came out, and the one drop Simba is pretty good. The two drop one's fine. It's not great, since Fox really existed, but you don't really need much. You're kind of playing the big shift Simba because it's convenient to do so, and you have a bunch of Simbas to quest or shift onto. There's only two. It's not like like crucial for the deck. Honestly, you could just play the deck without it. You don't really need it. It's just it's a powerful card, and
Yeah.
I like adding powerful cards to my deck. So yeah, I mean, again, I wanted to just try stuff, and I love playing with Stitch, and I was like, we'll see how it goes. And you have a lot more draw power in this deck. I mean, the biggest thing that changed with this set and why I played this deck at the revival event was that I looked at basically the deck list that did well or people were playing, and you look at Ruby Sapphire and the amount of people playing Medusas, even in Ruby Amethyst, are just like almost zero, or in Blue Red. So in Ruby Amethyst, there's one or two maybe. But also, when I also was looking around at the field, most of the Amber Steel matches that were being played were Dwarven Mines, which I will take credit for in that way. But there's more Dwarven Mines than Steel Song of the Room, so that means the amount of Along Came Zeus's was significantly lower than it used to be, and only having 4 strengths to deal with a card like Stitch means it's a pretty good mirror breaker most of the time for any kind of the Lord or ground versions, just because you can go so wide. So that's why I built the deck. I thought it'd be fun, and yeah, it's been a ton of fun. Steel Song's not my ideal matchup. The basically Ursula Vanessa, that the 2-drop is backbreaking. That card just impossible to deal with. There's no way to get around it. I could have killed the Cinderella in game 3 on turn 2. I had like a strength. I just never. It was the strength I eventually used on the Ursula. I think like almost at the end of the game or something like that. But yeah, just not the same kind of card there as Storm.
Yeah, lots of problems to deal with when you have that many singers that are just sitting there with beefy bodies. So
yeah,
but it was great match. I mean, I was super excited when I saw the 2 lists. I'm like, ooh, this is the Steel Song and Steel Not Song.
It was incredible to watch, and it's always a pleasure to see DeCandio play. And it was nice to meet you as well, Dewey, and seeing your skills, man. And I think this ICL is a good opportunity to showcase new talent and old talent. But we'll let you guys go as we're preparing for round number 2 of this challenge. And I hope you guys be cheering your teammates on, as we got a 1-0 right now for the Backseat. I'm not going to say it anymore. Okay. Backseat geniuses. I keep saying
home the first win of the game. So now, as we know, all games matter. So it's something where this match is over. It's on to the next, and now it's time.
We got something coming in from Dewey. One more time. Go ahead, Dewey. Can you repeat
yourself? Sorry, I muted him.
It's okay if we stay on the live on stream?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, perfect.
Yes, I am saying goodbye. We got confused because sometimes we hear voices and it's hard.
That's on me. My bad, Katie.
Oh no, we all get excited. But that was a thrilling match. I am so excited that I got to be on the first Wednesday ICL, but I'm leaving. You get to stay. So
I'm here. I'm gonna be locked in and laser focused the whole time. Good. I gotta lock back in because
my dog is sleeping. And so coming up next, as far as the next host, well, I'll say goodbye. You guys find me on Lord Keepers Inn. You know where to find me. If you don't, come on. But in the meantime, I'm bringing on, I don't know.
You know what? Katie?
Gaston's coming next.
Katie, I gotta say, it was a pleasure to work with you. And Gaston just appeared. I didn't even get a chance to say my goodbye. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye, man. Dang, Luke. I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Yo, what is up, Rod? We got Rod. Gaston.
Okay, yeah, you can say bye. Okay. Yeah, he Thanos snapped me. He's like, sorry.
Oh, we're back. Now Katie's back. Okay. I just want to say goodbye, Katie. I've been wanting to work with you for a while, and I'm so glad we had the chance to do this. And I look forward to doing this again in the future, as we're still in the early interim phase of the ICL season. Hopefully we have a chance to do this game with lots of fun. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. See you around. But now you get someone more beautiful. You get
I would
the
disagree.
One and only
Rod. You hear him. You know him. You love him. Guns up. We got Rod, Gaston, Van Dam in the building, holding it down. Big dog. How you feeling? Uh-oh. We're having a little bit of tech issues. I can't hear Rod. I'm sure he's saying something very cool and enlightening, and it's just changing the game right now. I can't hear Rod. We're gonna get it working. So we got round 2 that is coming up. Go ahead and get that prepared right now as we're getting Rod's technological indifferences worked out. Shout out to the all right. All right. We got a couple of technological indifferences going down that are underway, but we got another really, really groovy and cool match coming up for you guys. So stay tuned. Again, don't touch that dial. I'm gonna pull up a little bit of chat and try to back read some things. Okay. We got BSG. We can call them BSG. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. I like BSG. So we'll make sure we start calling them we'll start calling them BSG as we are setting up for round number 2. The players are doing their thing, getting the Pixelborn thing set up. So make sure you guys go and take a little bit of break. Go find you a nice beverage, whatever you're going to be sipping on this night. Hopefully it's family friendly. Okay. Or if not, if you're of age and you're rocking and rolling with it, get into the chat and let me know what you're rocking and rolling with on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Hopefully you had a wonderful day at work and you're here with us on the ICL, ready to get it popping. Man, I wish I could show you guys these deck lists, but it's going to be another really, really cool match. I believe we have Clara versus. Uh,
Can you hear me now? Can
oh,
you
I
hear
got
me
you.
now?
Oh man. Oh
Oh
man.
shoot!
Look at
Oh
that.
shoot! I'm in.
Oh, you're
I'm
in.
in.
You're in, and you're in it to win it. We
I just had to
got.
back out and come back in. You
That's
know, a
it.
little easy fix. You know what I'm saying?
A little Discord magic. I know the vibe. I know the energy all too well. All too well. Rod. Are you ready?
I am ready,
Are,
man. That was
are-
an exciting first match there. Seeing both spectrums of Amber Steel face off against each other, especially by two great players like
absolutely,
Dewey
man.
and DeCandio. My goodness. I mean, shout out to Dewey for winning that game 3 on the draw.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
You don't see that
very
too
hard to
often.
do, but
Everyone's always complaining about the play draw stuff, but every now and then you see someone come in, and he did mention that in the post match interview. He's like, "Hey, I understood. I understand it now. I understand it now." And he was able to put the plays together required, and he was able to answer the problems as they came up, and he was able to ultimately seek victory in that match. But I think we're locked in, and we're going to be ready. I don't have the information, but we got Clara, the questing queen, versus Joshua Satterfield coming in from the BSG, Chicagoland, coming in, trying to take out the 20 lore. If I had to bet, I would think 20 lore would be in the advantage position, but it
hey,
seems like they're on their back foot as BSG went ahead and knocked them down as we got back-to-back champion Scar mats coming in. Who do
for
you
sure,
think is going
for
to win,
sure.
Rod?
Hey, I mean, we talked about this last night on Lorcana After Dark, and Breezy asked me who you got your money on and everything.
Mm,
And of course, most people would have their money on 20 lore, especially knowing who they have on their team.
mm.
But do not sleep on the backseat genius men themselves. Don't sleep on them. They have some dogs, okay? Hey,
Yeah.
they're coming hard, and they're going to do their best to try to get this 3-0 sweep right here. But hey, we got Clara playing some very, very spicy, you
Oh,
know.
I wish I could show these decks. She's got
Hey,
the heat, and
my
I'm
goodness.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Hopefully we can get a chance. Hopefully get a chance to see that thing pop off. But we
Oh
will
yeah.
we will absolutely see. And like you said, being that 20 lure team, they got the names, they got the people that you've come to know and love, they got the fame. But those BSG squad, man, they got maybe they can assume that underdog role. They're playing on borrowed time. They're on borrowed money. So it's all upset central for them. And 20 lure is going to have that little bit of pressure that they're going to have to show up and perform and earn
Mhm.
that name of 20 lore pro if you're going to
Right.
show up here. It's going to be
Hey, they do got some pros though. They do got some pros,
they do they do they
You
do
know, a few people at Nats, no big deal, no big deal. Hey.
all right, but it looks like we got the altar phase is taking place, and it looks like we got Clara, the question queen, is going to be on the play going first. I like the
Mhm.
aesthetic. You got the Rapunzel, you got the pink sleeves, maybe that's magenta a little bit there. I like that whole setup. Versus on the
Yeah,
right, we got the Scar back-to-back Scar championship mats there. What do you think
I
about
think they're
BSG flexing on us early?
I actually think they're playing from the same location. So we're gonna have to
Oh,
figure out, whose
who's the
scar mat
champion?
is that?
Who's the
Who's
champion
really
and
the champion?
who's capping? Okay. We'll have to check it out. Okay. Somebody's flexing. Somebody's playing on borrowed merchandise over there. As we'll
Okay.
see the snake get down to the inkwell early, and we'll reveal both colors. It looks like we
And
got
boom.
an amber amethyst situation. Daisy Duck on the approach right from the start. As that's another terrifying opener. We were talking about Cindy on turn 1 as a terror to deal with. Daisy on turn 1 might be just as bad.
Yeah, it could be depending on the deck that you're playing, but I mean, in some cases, you might prefer that Daisy to come down over that Cinderella just
Mhm.
because that Cinderella can come right back around and pop whatever you play turn 1. So,
100%.
at least Daisy, you get some sort of value off for her potentially, you know, getting a character off top. But we got the broom coming down first. And let's see, looks like it's going back to Clara. She's thinking about her ink right here. Most definitely going to quest with that Daisy.
But that I
Change your
think that
character up.
that's kind of a scary thing too. When you got these Daisy Ducks involved and you start questing against these amethyst strategies, they play so many characters, and you're just going to be given some value, and you miss. I jinx.
Ooh,
Look at me, dude.
misses.
Jinx, jinx all around
Misses.
as Sail the Azurite Sea finds his way to the bottom of the deck as Daisy swings true. We'll slam Diablo as well,
Yeah.
and we'll kick it back on
Hey,
over.
hitting that sale might be a big deal because we don't know if they've got their ramp yet. So if that
And
was the ramp that they were looking for, whew, that's tough.
oh, you're
What
right. Look at that.
do
Now
they even have time to ramp?
you might be right. Missing ramp here. Let's see if we get that little Tipo. Let's see if the little toddler comes on down and provides
Mhm.
some of that steady ramp that this Blurple deck just wants to do, as both colors have been revealed. And your hand shuffling pretty tight, so maybe you just don't even have it, or maybe he's
Yeah.
thinking what you're thinking. Maybe do I even have time to take a turn off and get a
Hmm.
sale here? As one sale has already found its way to the bottom of the deck, so you might just be missing out. We will
Okay.
ink the friends and quest the broom. Maybe we'll get a character in a pop here. That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, he's probably gonna play something. A snake wouldn't be terrible, but
Mm.
at the same time,
No, he would challenge
we
there.
okay. Oh, he challenged.
Oh, he
Oh, he
challenged. Yeah. So
challenged.
we so,
Okay.
so he did set up for the snake, and snake will be able to check this daisy this next turn unless Clara is going to provide some bounce of her own and reset this daisy duck. Let's see how she elects to break this turn 3 play down. All important turn number 3.
Yeah, it's kind of important possibly get that daisy off the field as quick as possible because you let that daisy swing into something with 3 strength and it survives, and
Mm-hmm.
you got 4 ink, play that Rapunzel, draw those 3 cards. Definitely want to avoid that as much as possible, especially if you're looking at the colors that Clara is playing with, knowing that she's probably going to go fast, but this is not your average purple amber deck right here. This deck
Yep.
is going to be doing, quite a few different things here. You see the fox come down. We are playing the bounce package, so
Right.
it's not going to be, the all out go go go. Let's
The-
quest. Turn all my cards
right.
sideways. This is, something a little bit different from that.
It
Can't
has
wait
a
for you
it seems
guys
like
to
it has a
see.
little more game to it. Like you said, that hyper aggro deck as it's come to be known, it can only really do one thing. You can slam a bunch of dudes, put them sideways, and I think Blurple can just kind of munch on that. But still, I think this deck has a little bit more game to it, more of a mid range approach to it from what I'm observing. And I still think Blurple has a pretty good
For
matchup into
sure.
that as well. So
For
we'll
sure.
see, as we did find some time to sail the Azurite Sea, and you will get a little bit of acceleration. Let's see what we put down into the inkwell for our second inking.
For sure. Hey, good time to do it. He got that daisy back to the hand, and that daisy's not going to quest for another 2 the next turn. So if you're going to ramp, now's the time to do it. You got a big character or somewhat of a big character in Snake on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to take out that Diablo. I mean, some people might be hesitant to take it out because you don't want your opponent drawing cards, but at the same time, you see your opponent's playing the bounce package. You kind of want to
Mm.
keep the board as clean as you possibly can so things don't get out of hand.
And yeah, you don't want to also just let him sit there. You're gonna have to take it out eventually. And if you don't just take it out right now, he's gonna sit there and just gain,
Mhm.
and just more lore. So I think taking out is absolutely correct there. And now you have this Madam Mim Fox, and he's going to be able to either engage with the snake or maybe not. Maybe you'll leave the snake
Oh,
there as you'll double spam 2 1-cost characters onto the play.
okay. Way to swing the tempo there.
That was a
Satterfield
huge
didn't
swing.
come to play. He
Look at
didn't come
that.
to play.
Yeah, you ramp and you put 2 characters out, so it's basically like you've gone first now in this game, even though you went second. So that's a really good change of pace. And now this fox has to make some decisions. What do you do? Do you quest it, or do you continue to try to challenge in with the snake and get it off the field here? What do
For
you do?
sure. Yeah. What would I do? Depends on what's in my hand. I don't know. Um, I definitely don't like the idea of trading the fox for the snake. I don't think that's favorable.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I think Satterfield is actually baiting that fox to challenge because he probably wants it off the field. He doesn't mind trading that snake for a fox. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can exert the fox at all, because it's kind of checking both of those brooms and the Churnabogs there
Mhm.
to ensure that they have to pop the Churnabog and maybe have to pop the broom as well. So maybe just leaving the fox normal, I think could be the move. As Clara's thinking long and hard about how you're going to pay for this ink, you're paying for the genie,
There
as the
he is.
first genie of the matchup has appeared, and now we are going to, it looks like, set up a quest
Yeah.
here for the fox.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Gain a little bit of residual lore. You got the genie that can kind of check these one cost characters, and if you want to trade up the snake, that's on you. And you're ahead in lore from Clara. So I think that was a professional decision that they made. And now the onus is going to be on Joshua to figure this out.
Yeah. So do you take out this fox right here with the snake, or do you let the fox be?
I think
Definitely gonna draw this card.
Yeah, I'll get my draws in first. I get the draws in and see what we can get. And maybe you can find, like, I don't know, man. This is a tight spot. These are the critical moments that you look back on at the end of the game when you're missing one lore or missing one little piece, and what could have been, the regret started slipping in. But maybe if you get like I don't know. It depends on what the hand is. If you got that Elsa, maybe you send the Elsa, pop the broom, and start trying to put some hits onto this genie, maybe, but then you get crab back. I don't know. This is a tight spot.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. If you do play that Elsa, you know that Elsa is more than likely safe in this
Mhm.
matchup. Clara wouldn't really have anything else to swing back into it. Except the genie,
I don't know,
which
but we had
is
to, we would have to be careful though, because we did see there's Amber Card, so maybe she's got those Rapunzels too, and you don't want to get blasted with a Rapunzel
yeah.
trap if you don't take it out. So it's a lot of things to consider. This
Mhm.
is this is a tight spot. So maybe just trading up completely. I don't know. This is why Josh was in the hot seat. I, this is why I'm
This is
sitting
why he
here.
playing the
That's
game,
why
not
he.
me.
That's why I'm sitting back, because I can't make these kind of decisions. It's going to be very complex. As we ink the Chernobog, Quest of Broom is what we landed on as the correct play, and then we will
Oh,
Fox is going
your
to,
own fox. Okay.
and then we're going to bounce the broom back to hand and ink it for the no, we're going to bounce the broom back to hand, ink the broom for the Sail the Azurite Sea, and then we will, what happened to snake? A snake will trade with the fox. Okay,
Yeah, snake's
cool play.
trading the fox. Now we're getting on up there in ink now. This is where
Yeah.
Blurple starts to dominate and turn that corner a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Swerve, hit that corner, whoa, type of thing. So but we got two GDs on the board now. This, could pose a problem, but
Yeah,
let's see. I
I
think
think
Joshua is playing Big Elsa. Big Elsa could come down and, do a little deep freeze.
Yeah, I think this might be Claire's momentum here, or time to just hit the gas pedal. I think questing before you can get an evasive answer. And then Daisy has a pretty big, well, Daisy get taken out by the fox, and Hades is out.
Here's
Here
a
he is.
Hades.
Look at him. He made it just in time,
Mhm.
as Clara did not get to that. You want to be sitting at around 13 or 14 lore right now, not 8. I don't think that's quite high enough, as Hades going to be able to send one of those genies down to the inkwell face down and exert it. And now you're kind of going to be in trubs a little bit, as this fox is able to hold down the spot for this Daisy, and then Hades is looking ready to get bounced back to hand and recast again. So this is
This
looking
is
this is
true.
looking roses here for
Yeah,
Josh.
but good thing with Clara and the deck that she's playing, she has the capacity to play multiple cards in a turn.
Mhm.
So that could help her in this situation. And she will play the goat and the Daisy and another Daisy. Oh
Woo!
my
Man,
goodness.
look at that.
Oh,
What a rebuttal. What a snapback. But is it going to be fast enough, as this fox can munch one? But now Fox has to think about getting chomped by this goat in the snapback. What a crazy turn. As you're going
yeah.
Daisy, 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 goat is going to be your board. That is strong.
Yeah. That's a big deal. I didn't know that we were going to the Peabody of Memphis, where we see the Ducks come out. If you're from Memphis, you know what I'm talking about. But we got Ducks at the Peabody place. They walk down the red carpet. So we got the Daisies right now walking down the red carpet, heading to
And
20.
this could
Heading
be
to
game,
20.
as we got 2, 4, 6, 8 on the board, 9 with the goat,
Mhm.
and then goat is going to also, when he gets to the discard, he's also going to get another lure there. So that was an absolute power play. And now Joshua's feeling good. You got to be feeling really sour about it now because it's Elsa or bust, it seems, as you are. You need to ink play Elsa literally right now, or I think you probably can't find a path to victory.
Man, the thing is, at this point, like playing those 2 daisies in one turn, I don't know if Elsa is gonna be enough. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if Satterfield was able to shift the Elsa and it could, challenge immediately.
Yeah.
But
No, he can. I think it would
it's
have to
gonna
be
be a little
Elsa
too slow.
because you have Fox. Fox can tear down the one Daisy, and then you can shift. You can play the Elsa, tap down the other 2 daisies. You'll probably lose your Fox to the goat. Genie's going to do what Genie's going to do, and then hopefully the Elsa can come back in. And I don't know. You're right.
Clean
It's
up.
still probably not going to be enough, but you're going to need a series
Yeah.
of great cards here. And let's see if you can do it as you're thinking long and hard about it. So you probably don't got the units, man. As
This
look
is
at Daisy.
unfortunate. Yep. Daisy,
Strong.
best one drop in the game, man. Oh, yep. There is the big Elsa
He did have it.
coming down with
Wow.
that little.
And we are going to ink. We're going to exert the goat instead of the other Daisy. Hades will
That's
then.
very interesting.
I like that because Hades is now buff enough to take out the goat. You will take a 4 damage back on this Hades. And you probably could lose that next turn as well if you felt so inclined. And then the Fox can now take out and that's still no, he's still not GG'd yet. And you'll be able to take out that
It's
one
not.
Daisy. And it looks like only 4 can come back. And I believe Clara's hand is 1. I can't quite see how many cards are in her hand right now, but I think if she has 2 cards in hand, now you got to worry about another very threatening goat. You got the White Rose is a thing. Like there's a cards that can come out here and really mess your day up too. So we'll see what she draws here.
White Rose is in her list, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll
White
see.
Rose is in that list at 4 copies. So
we'll find out. A double White Rose right now, and the game is just over. As we got
that's
2,
that's disgusting.
4. It looks like Jeannie's going to quest up easy. We'll go ahead and
I
go
was
for
gonna
2.
say, like, do you even worry about challenging here? I don't. I'm just gonna be as aggressive as I can.
Oh, and she
Make
did.
my
No, she
opponent
goes for the
answer.
challenge. She goes for the challenge. Just get rid of the Hades, maybe and get a little bit of draw. But she's taking
Pro plays.
She's taking a bit of time off. Would you just send it there on a quest and just enter into the hope phase? But then you got to worry about that bounce stuff coming back. So I think clearing the Hades, getting some more draws in, and just solidifying your position a little bit more, putting another thread out. There's a White Rose we spoke about.
There it is.
And now you present game over to Josh one more time. Can you pull off another miracle? As 17 is going to be the score. I don't know. And we're going to just reveal the broom comes to hand. So that's good. Not drawing a magic broom there.
I mean, what you have to do? Play another Elsa here?
I'm not even kidding. You need to, I think you need to shift Elsa on top of Elsa and then bounce both of those Elsas back to hand and vibrate from there. Hopefully. I think that's all you got. I think that's it.
I don't love it.
I don't
love it.
I think it's done. Well, let's see. You can go. You got 3 because you got the 3 is just ready over there too. So you got to clear literally everything off of this board right now. Maybe you can go for another Hades, and I still don't think that's enough. What is Hades going to do?
It's not. I mean,
yeah, it looks like we're just packing it up. Yeah, we're packing it up, and we're getting on into game number 2. So wow.
Clara takes game 1. Good job.
Man, incredible game number 1.
Battle here tonight.
That was a back and forth slog too, man. I thought that Josh was in the driver's seat for a second, then Clara just really turned into the overdrive with that huge play, putting all those daisies out, and it was just way too much to overcome. So I really like that.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the turning point of that game, and just having access to goats and White Rose. My goodness, it's just free lore. Everybody gets free lore. You get a lore. You get a lore. You get a lore. Oh, you want another lore? Here's some more lore. Yeah, that's just the nature of the game.
Dang, that's
with
pretty
this
cool.
deck.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna check out some chat, see what's going on here. What do you guys talk? What are they talking about here in the chat zone, and see what's happening as people are probably saying the same thing we're saying. Yes, a lot of Daisy talk out there in the chat. A lot of Clara fans are out here as well. A lot of
Oh
support
yeah.
for the Clara, and the Chicagoland is out here too in big numbers into the chat, representing well as BSG is the Chicagoland darling team. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Oh, we got somebody cousin in the chat.
My
Somebody's
cousin.
in the chat.
No, yo, shout out to your
Cousin?
cousin. Who is your cousin?
Yo.
Is it on your mother's side or your father's side? Let's be accurate. Let's be lore accurate with our family members out there.
No.
Let's
Hey, we
go,
got some Let's Go
Josh.
Joshy in there.
I
Let's
love
go
that.
Joshy. Okay, yeah.
I love
You're
that. I
right.
love that.
Chicagoland is here.
In the building representing. I would like to see those shirts they're wearing a little close up if I could. I can't really make it out. I can see it up the upside down version of what Josh is wearing. I think I think that they all wearing the team swag out here. I would appreciate that. Showing a little bit of camaraderie, a little
BSD
free
jerseys.
decor. Got the jerseys on. I think that'd be nice. I have to check that out.
They have some of the nicest jerseys that I've seen.
Really? You've seen them? I haven't seen them.
Yes, absolutely. I've seen them in person. I don't
Okay.
know how many times I've seen them, come on to Lorcan After Dark with them on. Oh man, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So they're representing
nice.
well. They're not okay. They're not like some straight t-shirt from
Oh
they all got
no.
okay.
They're like the full like hockey style jerseys. I know you're fairly new to Twitter. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, like
I'll check it out.
Hey, once you're on Twitter long enough, you're gonna see those jerseys come across
Okay.
your feed. Guaranteed.
You gotta understand, man. I'm quite old. Okay, I'm an old. All right, and I'm just now on Twitter. I'm telling you right now, I'm overwhelmed. All right,
that's okay. That's okay.
So we're figuring it out as we got production. They're pulling it in here right now. Most overrated Lorcan. Look at that. Oh, we're taking shots. We're taking shots at the BSG
on the screen on live national television.
No, most overrated card. Oh, most overrated card in Lorcan. Okay. That's I thought someone was taking shots, dude.
I thought he was too.
That's Honest Abe.
Dude, I think he's just showing you the jerseys.
Oh, I see the jersey now. I see the jerseys. They are nice. I'm jealous. I'm gonna have to get one, man. I need to get one, man.
Yeah.
Honest Abe's super handsome. I love me some Honest Abe. He's good. He's a good homie. Honest Abe's a real one. I love me some Honest Abe. Super handsome guy, man. Look at that. I'm jealous. And they got the jerseys. They got it all, man. Good looks, good fits. Hate to see it if you're me. But yeah, I'm an old. I be on Twitter, man. I look at it. For the longest time, I didn't know how to do it. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Hey, just talk to people.
People hit me up on Twitter. I'm like, how? Like, what am I supposed to like? What am I doing? How do I find you? Oh, yeah, just at me. Like, how do I do that? Where am I at? I'm sitting here. What? Oh, Honest Abe's gonna get me a jersey. Let's go.
What?
Let's go. I'm gonna come. I can't. I hopefully they have another DLC in Chicago again. I'm coming. Okay. And I'm gonna meet up with Honest Abe. I'm gonna get me a jersey. And we're gonna be locked in. As we're gonna go first on the play, it looks like we're gonna go ink and play the Chernobog, and then we're gonna ink and play the Daisy. Typical turn one activities. As now we're gonna be on the approach. It looks like we're gonna think. I think you gotta pop. You gotta pop the bog every single time here. I don't know. Unless you're trying to save it to check this Daisy. What do you think? Are you popping this bog here?
It looks like he is.
Okay.
He answered that for you. He is.
I think maybe he was contemplating on just leaving the bog there, and maybe you can check this Daisy if you go. But that's kind of such a down tempo play. Getting plus by a Daisy feels misery incarnate because he's going to take
looking
two.
for the ramp. He may be looking for the ramp.
Mm.
That could be. I mean, you're hesitating on turn two. Probably looking for the ramp right here. I don't think that he has it, so he's trying to make a decision. We'll find out here shortly. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Let's see.
I think Tipo would be all right, but Tipo's still not great in the face of a Daisy either. Tipo is quite good, but we'll send the friend, and we do have the Tipo. There he is, as Tipo is going to send a card face down and exert it. The little growing child Tipo, one of the most annoying cards in all of Lorcana to me. I cannot stand Tipo. If I had to make a list of top 10 annoying cards, Tipo's on there as well. Curse Merfolk,
really?
Tipo. I hate Tipo. Can't stand him. Okay, I can't stand him when I use him, and I really can't stand him when my opponent uses him. Because when I use him, I'm like, bro, I need a bomb. I'm getting Tipo. When my opponent uses him, he's Tipo and he's checking my Chernobogs.
There you go.
The card's
There you go.
ridiculous. You got another Tipo right there.
Another one just to make you mad right there. Just to make you
Oh,
mad.
I'm raging. I'm raging
Now
internally.
Joshua is in that position right here when it comes back to him to play a fox and take out a daisy. So that could be his line of thinking right there for popping the Chernobog. And okay, so we got a daisy and a Diablo. All right.
So I'm
Not too
thinking
bad.
Fox is probably coming because if you're a mulligan, I'm sending hard for that Fox, and it's going to be sell the Azurite C instead. So we will take a
We can
more
steal
of a
Fox.
hyper ramp, and
Yeah.
we will. Yeah, you still can. As we'll ink that Tipo, we'll ink the Donald Duck
Okay.
Flatfoot, and the crab is out. Look at
Oh,
that base
wow.
boosting the Tipo. Look at that. And
Tipo with muscles.
that's so he should Tipo should have 0 stats. Like, why does he have? Why is he inkable? Okay, why can't he send any card from your hand to the inkwell? Why does he have stats? Why is he so good?
I mean, they have to give him something. They have to give him
He
something.
should be like he should be like Trumpeter Mickey stats 0-1.
Oh
There
my
you go.
goodness.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Tipo. Have that.
Okay,
And
so we got a crab of our own for Clara right here
look
into the
at that.
Diablo, and that Diablo is gonna replace itself immediately.
Look at the crab games, huh?
Mhm.
As we do get another quest with this Daisy, let's see if you're going to get a hit, and it will be Elsa.
Elsa, that's great right here, in my opinion.
I think that's exactly what you needed. Honestly, that's a very, very good card, and I expect to see it coming down here.
Yep.
You might have to not use all your ink unless you got a 1 cost to go with it. You will ink another Tipo. You'll pay 5. Elsa comes in. You'll tap Crab and probably go headlong into this Daisy Duck, clearing it once and for all.
Yep.
Oh
there
no,
we
yeah, we go crab
Okay,
into crab.
trading crab.
There you go. That's a little bit better. And then boom, look at that. See, I already misplayed like 95
That
times.
is strong. That is very strong. I like that. I like that. Pro plays.
Heads up plays, heads up maneuvers, as you're able to get the crab exchanged, get the Elsa buffed, and now you clear the board. And this is a very, very advantageous spot for you. Mufasa is going to find his way to the inkwell. A little spice.
Sorry, humble. In
Hey,
the inkwell. Okay, we got a rabbit. Okay, I'm sure Satterfield is very happy to see that and not something, crazier. Because yeah, I mean, as good of a card Rabbit is, it's still, it slows down tempo
right
a little bit, especially when it's the only card on the field. Now Satterfield has all this ink to play with. You see, he's slapping down the genie immediately, and still got more ink to work with. Let's see what they do here.
Yeah, you still have opportunity to ink this turn as well. So you could, in theory, you could even bring this Elsa back to hand if you felt so inclined. But you're probably trying to save that bounce for your top end stuff. Potentially, I think you have no pressure right now. You are behind in lore a little bit, but it's not that bad. It's just going to simply go on a small quest with this Elsa. She's got 1 damage, and Genie is starting to. It's going to be putting the pressure up here soon. So we'll ink the goat.
Inking the goat. Okay. 4 Fox, bouncing that Elsa, saving it for another rainy day.
Okay, so you did go ahead and use a little bit of your bounce, just to keep a little bit of momentum on the board and having that Fox set up just in case more daisies come raining in on you like they did last game. So you're gonna try to protect yourself from that. And now you're looking at your spot, Clara, hanging on tight. No hand shuffle coming in, Clara. We're keeping it straight aesthetic. We're going straight hands across America, cards in hand, staring at the board. No movement. I love that.
She's in deep thought.
I tilt when someone's thinking like I tilt. I don't know. I need some movement over there. I need some signs of life. I need to I need to make sure, because I know I'm about to get cooked if they're just standing there just very stoic. I love that.
Right.
I love that.
We're
approach.
exerting 4 right here. What's the plan? And a genie. Okay. So this begins the genie wars. Let's see how this goes.
And right now, we already know Josh has all the tools of the trade to clear a genie. If you ever exert, you can go Elsa and Genie into your Genie. You win, as Daisy is going to be back at it again.
That's
with
a strong
another
turn.
spot onto the field.
Strong turn. But now Joshua can come back over to his turn. He's got plenty of ink to work with. A few cards in hand, at least 3 cards that I can see. Maybe if one is like a Hades or something, I think I'd immediately strike down that Genie.
Or if you want it, you could just go ahead and burn your Elsa right now, as it looks like we might have some type of situation here, as a card has gone back to the deck. It appears.
See. Maybe we need to listen into the judge. See what
okay, back to the hand now. As back to the deck. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Because you have that Elsa. Elsa can tap down Genie, and you can just do a double take on that Genie and clear it relatively seamlessly if you felt so inclined. But that will kind of blow some of your lore, and you might be walking headlong into your opponent's Elsa as well. But that could just be all right for you. We'll see what's going down.
Or let's see. It is possible that Joshua can play an Elsa and a crab if he has it, and that would be more than enough. That is possible. That is one of the advantages of Blurple. Okay,
Yeah.
ranking of the sale, Return 5, it has to be the Elsa. Oh, yep, it is the Elsa.
And we will just go ahead
Okay,
and
so
just
we're swinging both into
just
Yep,
take
nice
out
play.
the Genie and just
Yep.
double team the Genie there. I think that's a pretty heads up, and that's the last thing I want to do is get into some type of board fight situation against Blurple because they got the chops, man. They got all the
Dude,
tools
do
of the
they?
trade. I do not want to start getting to these fighting contests with Blurple because it's not going to end well for you most of the time. You probably have to use some cheats, man. You have to use some songs. You have to use some type of some other effects or something like that, but not just going toe to toe with them because you're not going to win a lot of those exchanges. As we got the rabbit out,
Yep,
and rabbit's getting, or see, a fox is going to bounce rabbit. You get another draw here.
Steal a few wings to work with. At least 2 could become 3. Let's see what decision Clara makes here.
But it's still so tough. We got those evasive threats as well. You're still ahead in lore, but man, it's not. What is that? You got the Madam Mim.
That's the Madam Mim that gives everybody challenger,
that's
bro.
a challenger. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Oh, okay.
That could be a way to fight right there. If you can get that, if you could have got that Madam Mim loaded in, that could have been neat. As you're still going to quest with this Daisy. It's going to be a -2 Daisy, though, it appears, as you get the rabbit to the -3 Daisy, because that rabbit's going to draw as well. You're going to lose that Daisy for free.
That's disgusting.
That's grotesque.
Absolutely nasty.
That's grotesque even. So it looks like you're gonna. It looks like we got the rabbit. Genie is going to come on out. You'll get a plus there.
Another Genie. Okay, cool. Fine with it. I'm fine with it.
And then you got rabbit coming down. That's another draw 1. So this is just getting absolutely out of hand for Claire. Her board is still a little bulky, but it's not going to be long for this world if you start to exert these characters. As Fox is going to be able to take out the Daisy, you can then trade back with your Fox, and then now you're sitting at 1 character, and this thing is just getting completely out of hand. Fox takes out Daisy.
And the followers came down too. We're going to quest here. All right, so Josh was finally starting to turn that corner and gain back the control. That's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to get in the late game. Like if you're not playing like Steel or Ruby, you don't want to get into a late game with Blurple because they'll just outgrind you.
Yeah.
But if Clara, has the right cards, she can slap them all down and turn them sideways and force.
I don't know if Amber and Amethyst have the cards required. I have to look more at the deck. I looked at it, but I have to do more analysis to see if she has the tools to get out of this. I don't know if she's playing her own big Elsa type situation, but I think that might be a little too top heavy for this type of strategy. So she's potentially not playing a card like that.
She is playing one big Elsa. Big Elsa. She's also playing 2 copies of Belle, the sorcerer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that could be something here to kind of slow this spot down because you got 5 wide, and that is the key to beating Blurple from every publication I've read in my study of how to beat what and who beats what. The path to victory to defeating Blurple is to have a wider board than them, and you did not achieve that this game. It appears you've been outflanked and you've been outmaneuvered and you've out inked and you are out resourced, it seems. So it's just going to be like a constrictor as the knot begins to tighten down onto Claire's position.
Belle's going into the inkwell. Unfortunately, I definitely think that's a card that could help her get back into, control of the board state.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, not the ink for it right now. So better to go into the inkwell, I guess.
And you are put in this precarious position where you have to start to fight again, which is absolutely what you don't want to be doing. This deck wants to be questing to just start trying to race. And once you get into these skirmishes over and over and over again, she is going to quest here, and you will buff. That's a cool play. I like that play too, as you can sack up your, or Rabbit just got cast in, so he's not able to challenge. But I like that play.
Right.
So getting Crab into the mix, and now you can probably do some combat action next turn. So we'll see.
Mhm.
As Clara, I believe, is about to pass it back on over to Josh.
1, 2, 3.
This game is actually a lot tighter than I thought. Now look at that. Look at that.
That's 8 lore on the board for Joshua though. That's huge, massive. And if he happens to shift the Elsa, that's 10.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot that thing can shift. That thing's a floodborn for whatever reason. Holy, as we're as we're bouncing the rabbit, we're able to draw for that as well. Absolutely filthy. And now we got some fighters there. We have some resources there. We only paid 3 ink of our 9, it appears. And now we're starting to ponder.
This is massive because if you're Joshua, you got your challengers right there in front, and then you got your questers right behind there. So it's like, you got the best of both worlds right now. You got all the ink right now. You got the cards in hand.
Yeah, even trading down favors you. Even if you go to 1 for 1 on both the Fox and the White Rose, that still favors you quite significantly. Unless you look at your hand, you got some of those snakes or whatever in there. You're probably trying to just save your foxes for a rainy day. But you could easily just trade down and still be in a phenomenal spot because next turn this Crab's coming back in swinging, and you're going to be able to base boost this rabbit and take something out as well. So if you just leave all these evasive threats up, it appears, and just start questing everyone else, or questing the evasive guys, that's a pretty significant clock as well. Just trading out here, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yep, big deal.
And we got
big deal.
We got 1 trade done, and let's see if we'll take another trade. It looks like we won't. It looks like we're just going to go on a pretty sizable quest, and we're going to quest no pop on the Chernobog. We're just going to let him sit here and fester for a little while, give Rabbit something to clear.
The way Josh was probably thinking, I'm just going to quest with these followers here because this is the least of Clara's worries on this board. So very good chance it survives. If not, okay. And we got 2 more 1-drops coming down. Oh, hey, what can you do? Do?
You need a B prep Tinkerbell. Grab your swords right here. You need to grab your Tinkerbell swords while B prepping into the Shark Maui, dude. You need all of it. You need everything.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think Clara's playing those cards.
Unfortunately, I don't think she can. Dude, they're
Put
gonna
on her backpack.
I think what's going to happen. All right, Ravensburg is going to make a mistake, and they're going to print an amethyst card that can clear, like a sweeping amethyst card, and it's going to destroy the game. I think it's going to happen.
Oh, that's going to ban it.
No, it'll be something. I think purple card is way too strong for that.
Purple does not need a board wipe. My goodness, they don't.
They're going to have something. It's going to be like some kind of if you got this many genies, you can destroy all characters on the field or something like that. And it's going to be like the most broken thing because somebody's going to crack it and it's going to destroy the game. As we will send out the GOAT, we'll gain 1. And you got to really start to engage with this board in a pretty favorable manner quickly. You have some evasive threats over there that you cannot touch. So the genie, the Elsa are going to be fine. And then you got to clear some ready guys. And I don't think you can get to them. I just don't even think you can touch them. I think this one might just be cooked.
Because you only got basically 2 challengers right here. And it looks like Clara is scooping them up right here. And we're going to go into a game 3.
Another
game 3, folks.
Look at that. Look at that. How did we get so lucky? Well, shout out to ICL on a Wednesday. Shout out to the Wednesday crew, man. How do we get so lucky to have some great matches on a Wednesday? Let's do it.
Yeah, where are you getting this kind of lore content on a Wednesday night after you get off from work?
Not on a Wednesday. Come on. Let's go. As Josh is getting some love coming in from the chat, we got the Chicagoland area. We got Honest Abe is out here with the BSG squad out here cheering heavily for the squad, as Clara is now back against the wall. She will be back on the play, back on the approach. Okay, with this very aggressive deck, maybe she can get another one of those powerful Daisy starts. And if Josh slows down ever so slightly, misses a little bit of ramp, doesn't hit some of your check marks that this Blurple deck needs to do, it might be it might just not work out great for you. So it's going to be important on the draw, game number 3, and the all important match number 2. Match number two. Don't touch that dial. Who do you guys think's going to win? Who are you guys rooting for? Let's make some noise.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
I don't have my soundboard,
Send
man.
who
So
you're cheering for, your powers, your energy. Let them feel it. Raise your hands wherever you are.
Let's see it. We got 20 Lord Pro is in the chat. Good luck, Clara. Let's go, Clara. Let's go, Chicago. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some absolute noise. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Maybe I can't soundboard. I know I can't because the players might be able to hear me. I think they're deaf. No, they're live. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll show resist. I'll show some restraint. BSG. Oh, the BSGs are flooding in. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Here we go. I'm doing live updates on Twitter right now, guys. Go follow us right now on Twitter at Illumineer CL.
Let's do it. And it looks like the altar phase is underway. It all comes down to this. It looks like we are ready. Clara is sending back, I believe, 3. And now, oh man, the intensity. Can you feel it? Can you feel the electricity on a Wednesday? I be sweating. Okay.
It's a little hot over here where I'm at.
I'm sweating.
Turn this ring light down a little bit.
20 lore. Either way, this is going to be a good game. I agree. And I do like to build some hype. I know that, some not beefs or cliques or teams. There's team pride and people want to win for their team and they want to showcase their talents well and everybody wants to be received well. But it's all for the love community, man. It's all for people. And I think this kind of thing, it just adds that little competitive drive to it. But no one's going to be out here super hurt if they win or lose, because you understand this is a trading card game and there is some luck aspects and matchup aspects that go along with it. So we're all here for good fun, and I'm sure whoever comes out on top, everyone would just cheer for the other person as we're just trying to make this thing as positive as possible, man. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. As
1,000%. But it's not, that bad if, you're a team and you lose in this first round, because you got 3 other rounds to make up for it. You're going to get matched up against somebody else who lost the last round, and you got opportunities to gain that ground back for your team. So don't be down about yourselves. If you're participating in the ICL, compete every single week. Take it one match at a time.
I don't know, but Clara is taking some turns off. What is happening to the mulligan? What is happening to the turn? That is misery incarnate right there. I don't like to see that from anyone. And she's going to have to take 2 full turns off with 0 tempo acquired at all.
That is almost unheard of.
Not with this strategy that she's playing. She's got purple. She's got Daisy. She's got a ton of 1-drops in this deck. And you don't have a 1 or a 2-drop to play. So that's saying something about the hand, as it might just be a complete factory of bricks over there. Hate to absolutely see it, as we're going to see if we get ramp here, and we will, in the form of my bane of my existence. Tipo has returned yet again, as he's able to put a card face down and exert into the inkwell. And this feels misery for Clara. Hopefully she can kind of stabilize this position, because if you do lose, and I did mention that in the prologue to this game, it's fine. But you at least want to lose on your feet, doing what your deck is supposed to do, have an opportunity to play the game. You don't want to just lose because your deck just failed to function, and that just feels even worse. So it is what it is. As we're going to turn number 3, Clara was on the play this time, but you can't tell based on the way these boards are arranged. We'll put the snake into the inkwell, and we'll just pass. No way we just pass again.
No
right?
way.
No way we just
pass. What is this? Joshua Mace will have went first. That's what it looks like here.
There's no way we pass again here.
That
we do. That is
what do we have? Like 4 Rapunzels in hand.
What? Yeah. What is the hand? What is going on? Is the hand? You're just so bricked that you cannot make a play on turn 1, 2, or 3. Unless she's trying to hit him with some psychological warfare potentially, and just go to turn 4 and just spam like 95 characters onto the field. Potentially, I don't know. That is just that is not it. That is not how you get it done. As Tipo is going to be able to free the quest, which is even worse that he has a lore as well. Everything about Tipo.
I did not know you hated Tipo this much, man.
Everything about Tipo. Every aspect about Tipo frustrates me to no end. Okay, the fact that he has a lore, the fact that he's a toddler. Okay, the fact that he's inkable, the fact that he costs 2, the fact that he's a uncommon. That should be a freaking legendary. Ridiculous, dude. Insane card. In the first play is going to be Genie, so your hand is probably quad Genies, and that is just so bad. All right, so it looks like all the energy is with Josh now, as Clara appears to be bricked into obscurity, and now we're on to be on the approach. We're going to quest the broom, probably for a quest bounce pop situation. Quest cast pop, and it looks like we're seeing the
We're
finders
exerting
keep.
5. We're exerting 5
No.
for an Elsa. Oh,
Ooh,
like you
and we
couldn't
get
have wished
oh
for a better opening for Joshua right here, especially considering what Clara has had to go through the past 3-4 turns here.
yeah,
Man,
and you
missing
do
1, 2, and 3, that is brutal.
hate.
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's misery. That is misery, and you're still. It seems like you're still virtually top decking too, as your hand just wasn't able to do anything. Maybe you got more rabbits in there. Maybe you got genie rabbit or something like that. You could just potentially draw out of this conundrum that you found yourself. You got to find a way to keep inking and keep developing your spot to get whatever is in your hand out of it, as it's just looking grim as each turn goes by.
Man, just imagine, let's just say Clara does play 2 characters here.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Joshua, comes back to your turn, you could, in theory, shift Elsa
Oh,
and freeze the board for another turn, quest for 3, 4, 5, 6,
mm,
and be on your way to victory just that fast. This is just unfortunate.
yeah,
I hate to see Clara go out this way. She's gonna
yeah.
play an Elsa
No,
of her own.
no one deserves
Gonna,
it. Just take out
yeah.
the T-Po and make me have. No, we're going to take the genie out, of course.
No.
Take the genie, of course. Just take out the T-Po, just to get something going. He's been on the board since turn 2, by the way. Look how annoying this guy is. It should be
Dude,
T-Po, the
yeah.
annoying child. That's what it should be. But he's still up and active, doing his thing. And yeah, you can't take 3 turns off in this game, especially at this level of play, and expect to have a good showing. It's just the game it doesn't play that way. You got to be doing something on every turn. You got to be maximizing your resources. It just has to go that way. And unfortunately, sometimes you're going to brick, and sometimes that's going to happen. And it just sucks that it happened in the game 3 of the ICL on a Wednesday. Hate to see it.
I hate to see it. I mean, if you're Joshua, though, you're probably playing right now with a ton of confidence. Just want to make sure you make the smart play and not get too greedy. But I mean, you're playing against Purple Amber, so might not be a bad idea to get a little greedy. It's not like they have any massive board wipes or anything. So,
but that is one of those things where you get that, like you said, you get overly confident in your spot, and you might start just playing sloppily or not playing to the fullest of your potential because you just feel so ahead and you feel so confident. You still gotta play them. You still gotta put it out, and you still gotta take your time and make sure you're making the right plays and seeing it through, because 1, the game's never over, and 2, all your games aren't going to go this way every time. So you need to continue to play the way that you're supposed to. And I'm sure Josh knows that. He's not going to take anything for granted, as Rapunzel's going to come out and get some heal. So this is a step in the right direction.
Yep. Not bad. At least we're getting some action going right now for Clara. That's the most important thing right now. If she can ink another card and maybe put another body out on board, that could be, helpful.
Or ink into a double daisy, I think would even be nice.
Ink into a double daisy. You're back in this thing, baby.
I think that could be really strong too if you can pull that off. But I think we still might be a little long in the tooth. It might be a little. I don't want to say Jover. Nothing's ever Jover. It's not Jover until it's Jover, and it might be close. But it seems like it might be a little it might be a little tough to see.
Okay, there's one daisy. Will she play another? She plays another daisy.
Let's go. She did it.
If you ask me,
she did it. Let's go.
She did it.
Let's go.
That is how you come back. This is how it starts.
It starts.
Now let's see if she can dig her way out of this hole. No pun intended, diggy hole. But yeah, let's see what she can do here.
I think you might. She's thinking about this Elsa, and if it's worth sending it in for a quest or what. I think you might just leave it up, because they're going to have to exert theirs, and you can at least get some value taking down Diablo or taking out the T-Po, because you still have to fight for this board, which again is another spot you don't want to be in. You're down in resources, you're down in position, and now you got to find yourself into a battle of board fighting against a deck that fights the best. I don't know. It's going to be an uphill battle. You got a lot of one cost, two costs. You just don't have the stats on your side right now, but we'll see.
And yep, there's another Elsa. That's exactly what I was just thinking about. It's like, okay, if I don't quest with this Elsa,
Yeah, you just
they're
lose
gonna
it.
play their own Elsa. So it's kind of like take your lore or lose it type of situation. How I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
But
I guess they could have also got to some bounce and reestablish it there too. So yeah, maybe just take it while you got it. But I don't hate not sending it, because you got to start trading. You got to get some positive trades in. You didn't take a positive trade there, but I think that Elsa even taking out this Diablo would have been nice, or taking out Tipo, who didn't even quest. Look at this guy just sitting there. He's been there since turn 2, by the way.
Unfortunately, he's the toddler that won't go to bed at night.
I'm gonna keep calling it out every time I see Tipo looking at me. I'm gonna call him out. And now, what do you do here? I mean, you can't even afford to really quest these daisies. Honestly, it sucks. You got to. I mean, you have no choice. But you're gonna quest these daisies, and then they're gonna add more gas to the hand. More characters are coming, and they're gonna come to the board, and they're gonna continue to flood, and it's gonna be more aggression coming your way. So it's just I don't think it's a great matchup, honestly. I think Blurple is just munching the aggro stuff. Even though it's more of a mid-range, has a mid-range flair to it, it's still kind of aggro at heart. And I think Blurple can kind of just feed on that. As we are going to quest one daisy, hits the crab. Just there you go. So there's another resource coming down, and another Tipo. Look at that. Freaking
That's your
Tipo.
boy.
That's my boy.
Is your boy.
I should just start liking Tipo.
You got to.
I should just start supporting Tipo, because he is just he's everything I hate.
The toddler that won't go to bed.
He's just too strong. He's an OP card. I think he's not like, but he's not so broken that people don't complain about him enough. Like, people should be complaining more about Tipo, I think.
I don't know, man. I think it's balanced just because he's so weak.
Dude.
Like, he can't fight into anything unless he's got like a crab behind him.
I mean, that one is too much. He's too much. He's doing too much. He's doing too much. He's doing so much. And he's inkable too. He should be uninkable at a minimum. At a minimum, he should be uninkable.
Oh man, you're hurting my Sapphire heart right here.
I'm sorry. I'm a Sapphire player too. I like me some blue steel. I've played Tipo a time or two. I've top deck and bricked on the Tipo, and now we got a way to kind of fight the board a little bit.
Okay.
We got the challenging mem out. We're gonna put Rapunzel at a 2. Genie goes to 3. What does that change for you? You can get a trade in onto the opposition Genie, and we'll slam
and another Daisy
Duck. Okay, so you can kind of turn this Rapunzel into a fighter who can take out the Diablo if you felt so inclined, but we will choose to quest instead. And look at that. We'll quest up, and just like that, you got quite a bit of lore on your side of the field. This is not over. This is absolutely not over. Look at that.
Over. I really, really like the aggressiveness from Clara. I mean, that's what I would have done. I would have quested with the Rapunzel, because now I've tied the game up. Now you have to start interacting with me even more. And that 4 willpower and that 5 willpower on the daisies and the Rapunzel, that's nothing to scoff at. Okay,
absolutely.
Like, this is definitely a game now. I can't believe it, but shout out to the 1-drops. Shout out to the 1-drops.
But it is not. It is, like I said, he's getting to that top end though, so you can start putting out the big bombs. The Hades can come in. The Elsa can come in. You got Shift Elsa. You got Shift Elsa, Bounce Elsa, play again. We saw that play get pulled off at the last round of the ICL, and that was a super powerful maneuver. You can pull something like that off here, and you can kind of continue to finish the drill. But if you can't interact favorably with this board, do you try to race? You can't race against. That's a lot of 2 questions over there.
You can't race against.
You cannot race. You need to fight, and let's see what you can do.
Yeah, it's exactly how you mentioned earlier. To combat against Blurple, you have to go wide, like very wide, and that's exactly, somehow, by some miraculous, spirit, luck, whatever, she has, even out the board, even out the score. And now it's making Joshua have to think a lot more on what he wants to do. We do neutralize a Daisy right here
with a Tipo. For some reason, has two willpower as well. Let's not talk about that. How Tipo?
It's the crab.
No, he's got the crab for the buff, but he's able to challenge and banish without banishing himself, because he has 2 for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, plenty of ink to play a brand new fox, so that can take out the other Daisy. Unless
Mm-hmm.
okay, so he just wants to go for the Rapunzel. All right, yeah, that's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
so now, yeah, this board is clear and it looks way more
Okay, okay,
manageable
yep.
now, just based on how that whole thing shook out. And then you got some questing that you could do as well. So you weren't able to completely slow down as you're going to gain a casual 4 here as well.
Look at that. Look at that.
Dang. And now it looks like you're close to the end of the game here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coming back for the next turn. And Clara is out of materials on her side of the field. And she's still going to have to fight even more. Even though her troops are quite exhausted, she's going to have to continue to fight and
Mhm.
hope to stabilize a bit. And I
Keep in
think
mind that 7 can easily turn into a 9 with that shift. Easily.
True.
Shift goat. Oh, shift goat. Okay.
And we'll put
Okay. So we
Depot
got
out
the
just
people.
for
There's your boy. Your boy. He's back. He's trolling you. He's definitely trolling you.
You gotta be, dude. Oh man, Tipo, dude. Oh, Tipo. And maybe I'm just also I'm ranting about Tipo. I'm sorry, Rod. You got to be in the booth with me ranting about Tipo for the past
It's
35
cool.
minutes.
It's cool. It's
But
cool.
they should have made a more iconic character have that card effect.
You
Like,
know,
give me somebody
maybe you're
else.
right.
Give me like that should be like a Mickey Mouse or something, or that should be like a princess, like a Jasmine or something. Like we don't have a Jasmine really that's worth anything, and that kind of frustrates
No.
me because I love me some Jasmine. You know, Jasmine, one of my favorite princesses anyway. We don't really have any Jasmines out there that are even remotely playable. Tipo could have easily been a Jasmine.
Oh, okay. So she plays an Elsa of
Oh,
her
look at
own. Oh
that!
my goodness.
Look at
Oh
that!
my goodness. This is getting good.
Is it happening? Look at that!
Oh my goodness.
Do you believe in
No.
miracles?
No.
Do you believe
Oh,
in miracles? Was that shifted?
it was not shifted.
Okay, so she just played. She just didn't update the
Yeah.
ink. Okay, so she's at 8. Is there a way? No, she can't get to enough to bounce it and replay it. Oh man, do you believe? Do you believe? As we're going to continue to quest, it looks like we got a bunch of quests going in. She's going up to 11. 11. Maybe we got some goat white rose scenario happening in hand as we still got a game as we'll pass it back on over. So we got the deep freeze on the genie and the fox, it appears, and it doesn't look like you have enough willpower to take down or enough strength to fight back this board completely unless that's another crab, and it is.
It
Look at the
is a
recipe.
crab for on
Oh.
the Tipo, bro. Crab and Tipo. Give Tipo all the muscles, man. Oh my
Crab, Tipo, Scottie Pippen, and
gosh.
Michael Jordan just doing combos, and we got the shift as well. Oh,
Come on, man.
oh no, not like this, not
Oh,
like this, not like this. And we got the shift into the deep freeze into the quest for 3 as well. So yeah, that is probably the coffin nail right there. As the band is beginning to sing their tunes, and it looks like we will have a GG being issued here. I don't think there's much you can do to kind of get out of this spot. Claire is not going to give up. We're going to
yeah.
continue to drive on. And honestly, I got to salute to Clara for at least getting as far as she did, making a game out of her opening. I think that was a crazy thing to at least attempt to do. Staying headstrong and not giving up and continuing to fight through some serious adversity in this game early on and at least making a game out of it. It's 13-16. Can you
Seriously.
imagine if she starts a little bit, just a coach stronger,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a
Like
slightly stronger?
literally, maybe instead of taking 3 turns, maybe if she only took 2, that
Just
that could have made a big difference.
yeah,
Man.
but still taking nothing away from Josh. I think he came out and he executed his game plan very well. All right, he came out and executed his plan quite well, and he did his thing, man. They got to say, yo, 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 what a
No, he
match,
didn't.
what a game. Greetings and salutations.
Hello.
Oh, we're good.
Ta-da.
Oh, we're good.
Hey,
Okay,
hey,
hold on.
greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations. Are the players here? Yo, 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 Clara and Josh. how you guys feeling? How's it going, Josh? With you, congratulations on your victory. Playing the blurple strategy, coming out, having some great success. You want to talk about? I just want to know why you guys brought these decks. What analysis did you do to decide to bring blurple to this contest today, and how do you think it performed for you?
Yeah, not too through a lot of analysis. I kind of just been playing blue red the past like 2 months for Continentals, getting ready for that. And
Mm-hmm.
then after Continentals over, I was just like so burnt out on blue red. I was just like, I'm done playing this deck. I don't want to touch it. Um,
Okay.
and one of my really good buddies, Chris Anderson, he's just been jamming Purple nonstop. And so he's like, just try it, you'll like it. And I think like at this point, it's probably well known that purple's like one of the best colors, if not the best color. And then when you
Mm-hmm.
play purple, you get to like be purple, but you get to be on the play every game with your ramp. And then when you win the die roll, you're on like the super play. So like
Yeah.
you're just gonna get ahead of like all the other purple decks. You see like there's a lot of times where I can play my genie first. So if they then follow up on a genie, I get the Elsa line. So it just allows you to kind of like go ahead in the purple matchups, which is why I like it.
Nice. And you were in a purple matchup here today.
Yeah.
And but in that game too, I thought it was super interesting that or was it game two or was it game one? I think it was game one when she came out, Clara came out with a huge spam play at the end. You thought you were in the driver's seat and she kind of hit the gas pedal and took over there. You want to talk about how that felt when you thought you had it kind of secure, you thought you had turned that corner, but then she actually Tokyo drifted and turned the corner right back on you.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the problems that like the purple deck has. Is just like, it kind of wants to play a similar like tempo strategy as a lot of like the blue red or purple red decks, but you just don't get access to sweepers.
Hmm.
So like a lot of times when you're playing against these like super aggressive decks or you're playing against like the Diggy Hole Steel Song decks, it might seem like you're safe when they're at 13, 14, but it's just like untap, Pete, Piglet, Piglet, or in this situation, I don't remember what it was. I think it was Double Daisy, something else.
Yeah.
Um, but that's definitely like one of the weaknesses of the deck is just like when they go super wide on their like finisher move, it's kind of hard to deal with it. Sometimes you can like have Elsas or big Elsas that line up, but that's definitely one of the weaknesses of the strategy is just it has a harder time dealing with when they go wide.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it was still nice to see. I think you played it very well. But Rob, we got to talk to Clara. Clara, oh my goodness,
Man,
heartbreaker
yeah.
of a match. I think you played it as well as you could have. You came out super strong. I love the deck. I love what you put together. And I like the strategy a lot. But that game three, can you talk about taking three full turns off and still trying to make a game out of that in this high pressure situation?
Well, yeah, I knew from the hand I got at the start of game three, it was not going to be an easy one. I was like, okay, what's the game plan? Have some ink, have your draw engine, and hope for the best. And the deck was like, not today.
What was the hand if you can recall in that
Oh yeah,
situation?
I recall it. Oh my. Um, Madam Mim Snake, Madam Mim Fox, one or two genies, Mufasa, Betrayed Leader, Elsa, a 5 cost, and Belle 5 cost, I believe.
Yeah, that's
Fascinating.
just very unfortunate at that point. You can only chalk that up right there to just bad luck. I mean,
Oh
it's a
yeah,
card game. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
it kind of happens. We hear those stories of sad hands on your social media feeds. Well, capture this one.
Yeah. Hey, add it to the highlight reel. But still, with all that being considered, ending the game at 13-16, I thought was still quite impressive for taking all that amount of time off. And I still think I still think it was an incredible game, and it showed some never give up attitude. I know a lot of people in that position probably would have just said, you know what, it's done. I'm going to throw in the towel and just scoop it up. But still, you gave a good show and you gave a good run. I'm sure that Joshua probably maybe you can attest to it. Maybe you were sweating a little bit when you saw the comeback starting to mount. And how did you feel about that when you saw her take those turns off? Did you feel super confident that you were just going to win, or did you feel like I got to continue to play the game because I know that a comeback is possible?
Yeah, kind of similar to what I said earlier, just about that,
Hmm.
like, they could just dump 4 creatures in one turn, multiple daisies, and there's not much you can do. So I knew
Hmm.
that when they were stumbling in the early in the game, I just needed to like put on pressure and try and get to a position where once they dump those creatures, it's either one, not going to be an all-out attack, or two, get far ahead enough where like they're forced to then start attacking my creatures instead of playing the aggressive route. I knew if I could like be aggressive enough in these first couple turns setting up, I would be able to make it so like I'm almost the aggressor in the match, which is like
Right.
not super confident when you play purple versus hyper aggro.
Right. But I like that a lot, man. Rod, you got anything else, man? I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. I do
No, you're
apologize.
good. You're good. Hey, Clara, hey, you played great. I think maybe things could have went a little different, even if you only missed maybe 2 turns instead of 3, or just missed 1 turn instead of 3. You know, things probably could have went a lot differently, especially looking at your deck list and seeing how aggressive that it can be. I mean, we saw a lot of aggressiveness there in all the matches, and I mean, you played great. Really, just nothing you could do about that opening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. The deck is made to be reliable, and definitely when you play with the bounce package, it's something you have to keep in the back of your mind. Maybe not keeping so much cards when you have the hand that I started with would have been better. Just just a tip for everyone who wants to play this spicy Amber Amethyst deck out there.
Mhm. Breaking is real. Breaking is real.
Mhm.
But
It lives.
so that is going to be BSG taking another victory again. Thank you guys so much for your participation. I thought the matches were incredible. I think you both played very well and continue to. But we do have another match to play, and I hope you guys are going to be sticking around and cheering on your teammates as we're going to be locked in for that all important round number 3.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you guys for playing, and good luck. Good luck in the rest. It's not over. It's not over by any means. Like Raul was saying earlier, there are going to be more opportunities for you to redeem yourself. So don't feel bad about taking the loss in round number 1. Ron, can you explain like how the next rounds work for people who don't know about the ICL? Can you just talk about how the season how the whole season's going to work and how the wins and losses are going to work going along?
Yeah, for sure. So, of course, there are 4 total rounds. Each team will play once each single round. So, it's going to go on, for quite, through the first, half of this year. So we got a lot of matches coming up, but the seedings will be determined at the end of the season based on record, a little bit of strength of schedule, a little bit depending on how many matches did your opponent win or lose, and that's also how the matchups will be made for season 2. So that's why we don't have a not season 2 but round 2. So we don't have round 2 matches yet, because round 2 matches will be determined by the wins and losses of the teams in round 1.
Gotcha.
So if you took your match 3-0 as a team in the first round, you're probably going to end up playing somebody else who took a match 3-0, or at minimum just another team who won. So the cream is really going to rise to the
Got it.
top by the time we get to the playoffs. So very
Okay.
excited. Very,
But
very
if you go down in round 1, is there still a chance you can make it to the playoffs though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You just got to grind and you got to win them next few.
Let's do it. You got to lock
It ain't
in.
over.
It's never over. I love to see that, man. So we got another spicy match coming up. We got Sir Ashtown versus Santiago. Let's do it. We're gonna be ready for it. I think it's gonna be another good one. I
Cool.
know it's going to be another good one, man. And I'm so glad I had the chance to work with you, Rod. I've been a huge fan. I've been watching from the background a lot, and I'm glad this finally got a chance to happen, because you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say nothing, but real quick, just real quick. No, I'm joking. Please. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. These are jokes.
Hey, we are few and far in between in Lorcana. It's cool.
not. Hey, it's not a lot of us out here. And by us, I
It's,
mean
it ain't.
Gaston players. You know what I'm saying? People who play Gaston in their decks, dude. I'm joking.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Rod. All right, Rod. Thank you so much, man. And we're gonna keep it
Deuces,
rocking
guys.
and rolling. Your boy JDZ is gonna be here all night, locked in, laser focused, keeping this thing pumping and moving along. I'm ICL all the way in. I'm locked in. I'm laser focused, and we're gonna be here. We're gonna bring you another match. And with me in the booth, I got the producer himself. We got Luke, the outstanding and wonderful Wonderland, is gonna be coming in and joining us. Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked, okay? Keep it locked. Go find you a nice little bev to sip on as we're preparing ourselves for this all important round number 3. And there he is. Look at
I
that.
guess I'm here now.
Teleported in just like Gandalf himself, looking lovely with the luscious hair, with the red. Very, very demure, very mindful. I love to see it. And he got the hood too. Red Robin Hood. Look at this guy. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling. How you feeling, Luke?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I love the production
Oh.
value of the ICL. It's been pretty great. You've been doing a great job behind the scenes. Shout out to Luke out there.
Thank you. Today was easy. I mean, you've just been wrecking it. I got food delivered. I sat down. I just chit-chatted occasionally. I said something to you while you were doing everything perfectly. It was great.
I love it, man. This is nice. This is a nice little situation. You got to bring me back. I want to keep doing these ICL things.
yeah.
You got to let me know. Let me know whenever you need a
you'll
guy.
be back.
Let me know. Whenever you need a
You'll
guy.
definitely be back.
Whenever
You
you
make
need
my
a guy.
job way too easy to not have you back. Like,
I'm down. I'm having a blast too. Watching some Lorcana, hanging out. What's going on in the chat though? Is anyone saying anything? So who is going to win? Sir Ashtown versus Santiago. Let's get some votes in. Let's see if Chicagoland is going to come in with 3-0 sweep, or will Sir Ashtown somehow protect the honor of the 20 Lore Pro?
you got to
The
get
pros.
that last win.
You got to get the dub here. You got to get the Dublinsky. I'll pull the deck list up again so I can kind of get an idea of what we're going to be seeing taking place. Let's see. Where is that thing at? Oh, man. Here we go. There we go. We got some more cool stuff. These decks are also quite cool. I like the fact that these players aren't just coming out. They're bringing some really cool stuff. They're taking a chance. And that's why I'm kind of asking in the Q&A is like, what's the decision process? Because I'm intrigued. Are they doing like meta-analysis against the potential opponents? Do they know who they're going to be playing against, right? Before they submit their deck list?
So
they don't.
We did change one thing from the prelims and last week as well. There's one difference. We used to randomize it. I'd literally like put 3 names down, roll dice to see where they would go, and then do it again with the other team. But almost every single week, one of the teams has had someone on their team who can't make it early or can't stay late, which is perfectly reasonable. And so we did change it. Eventually, we were just like, fine. Put down what seat you want to play. You want to play match 1, 2, or 3. And then this way, if you can't be here early, you pick 3. If you can't stay late, you pick 1. So then that's good. And it also takes away another layer of claiming things could be rigged, right?
But I'm saying like in terms of the team, they know what team they're going to be playing in. So you still can do some.
Yes.
Yeah, you still can't kind of like do some analysis and see like if there's someone who has a certain pet deck that they play or a certain color that they kind of stick to, or if they're like a one-trick pony type player, you can kind of have, okay, I know this person's bringing that, and you can kind of hedge a little bit.
If all 3 of them do that angle, like if they could be like, oh, DeCandio's playing Diggy Diggy Hole, let's all play a deck that beats that. If that existed, that wasn't all the same deck, so it didn't like overlap on like the same ink abilities, right?
Right. But there's some decks that you can probably just completely alleviate if you know. But that's just something I'm interested in, because I think that can add another layer to it, a little bit more texture to it, because you're playing like a mini meta game within the game itself, and that is I think that's pretty dope. So I'm excited to see and hear if that's what they elected to do, or if they just say, hey, I've been playing this deck, or like the Candio said, hey, I just got this deck sleeved up and I'm gonna roll with it because it's here, it's in front of me, it's visible, it's sleeved. Let's just play it. Or if someone's sitting in the lab. So it looks like the players might be ready to go.
Oh, it
or are they?
Like that. Does not look like that. We're still waiting.
They're not? They're still waiting. Okay, never mind. I don't know what.
They're getting it figured out.
They're getting it sorted? Okay. Are you going to any set championships this weekend? And how many are you going to win?
Well, hopefully one. Hopefully, I'll win one. But I'm
Mhm.
only going to one on Sunday.
Gotcha.
How about
Gotcha.
you?
I think I'm gonna go to 2. I already got my Scar mat. Okay, I'll flex a little bit. It's not the champion mat. You know, we kind of did a little top cut split or top placement split because it was getting kind of late and we're just trying to get out of there. But I did get the backup guy mat. And it's one of the goals I wanted. I got this one done. So now I'm just trying to go there and vibe out and have some fun. I just like meeting people and kicking it and going and playing some cards. I think that's kind of what I'm into. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes this weekend. If I can get another card, that would be nice, I think.
So you were going to play Harlan's deck, but you backed out, correct? Or did you end
No,
up
no, no.
doing it?
Okay, so on this one, for this mat, I was going to play the Kiwi deck. I was going to play Harlan's deck, and I've been getting reps with it, and I still feel pretty confident when I'm using it. And it's a good deck. I think the deck is really strong. Shout out to Justin, shout out to Harlan for the aggressive like blue steel curve deck. And I was going to play it, but I show up to the venue. And I'm just walking around doing my thing like people do. Okay. And that's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing illegal about that. I'm just walking around the venue and I'm just seeing people, and people should really stop doing this, by the way. Like people like writing out their deck list and they're doing their thing. And it was just like,
just all face up.
All face up, all open. And I just see a Steel Song player, 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 Steel Song. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing this deck into this field because it's not great into Steel Song. So I'm just like,
you have
it's
Cogsworth.
decent. You have Cog, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this red blue deck I have in my backpack.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, that's that's fair.
And just load that.
You really want to give it to all of the Amber Steel players. You're like, how dare you?
Yeah, so I'm not going for it. So that's what happened there. And then I took it to another set championship that I went to, and I just was playing bad, and I think I misplayed a little bit, and I kind of cooked myself. But it is what it is. We live and we learn, we grow, and we come back stronger. You know.
Man, that's a pretty playmat.
It's nice, and they got it's nice. I like it. This is Scar. I think the card looks pretty cool as well. A little green.
About the boat.
The boat. Oh, you're not talking. I'm talking about the Scar, man. Come on. Oh, the boat.
That Scar is so old. We've all seen it already.
I like how pink it is. Look at that. Very colorful.
I think it was from the last event they had.
Was it the CCS or was it the one in Miami? Or the Dade County one. I think it's the South Florida one.
CCS.
CCS. Okay. Oh, I'm not abandoning anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm checking out some chat. We got RM Beazle in the building out there holding down. Blue Steel Icon and Myers out there saying I'm not abandoning the strategy, dude. I just got to get to the Dublinskis, dude. I felt like a scumbag though. Honestly, I did feel bad about it. That makes you feel any better. I didn't feel good about what I did, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Did you get a Mufasa from doing it?
I got no. I got the Scar mat from that.
Oh, Scar, the Scar.
Yeah.
Okay. The Scar mat even.
I got the mat and the card from that little
champion
gambit.
Or runner up.
Nah, just the runner up because we were playing, and it was just kind of late, and we were just like, okay, let's just coin flip to see because there was no additional prizing, and it's like one person's going to get the champion, one person isn't, and the only thing is going to be the game. It's probably going to be a coin flip anyway. He was a blurper player. I was playing red blue, so let's just get out of here. Flip the coin, I lost, and he took it. But he had beaten me in Swiss though. We had a really grindy match in Swiss, and that was the person that beat me.
Who was it again? You said
it was a guy named Mikael. I don't know if you know him, but he's a pretty cash money player. But it looks like now it looks like the game is about to be underway as the mulligans are taking place. All right, it looks like we got some neo new wave aesthetic coming in with the pink and the teal blue. So cool. I like that. Versus the black on Scar. So it looks like we got the bad guy versus the good guy, I want to say. We got the Scar mean mat with the dark sleeves versus the bright pink bubbly sleeves and the teal sleeve. I like that.
See, the blues, the bubblegum mat and sleeves are nice. The black sleeves on the Scar mat, I actually don't care for very much. It's not like it's hard to tell the difference between them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have the Labyrinth mat and it is like all black. So I have to use like light colored sleeves with it
to get some contrast there.
Like look at that. Like I can't count how many cards are there. Like
Can you call the
I mean,
judge on that? Is that something like because
I mean, I'm not going. No,
no, I mean
I'm
like
just
in
referring
real
to streaming.
no, not no, I
For
mean like in real life. Maybe if they get to the point, I doubt it though. I doubt it ever becomes so bad that you can't.
If they had a pitch black playmat
Pitch.
and then black sleeves, like not matted, so it's like a Venta black playmat and Venta black sleeves, I would call them for sure.
Okay, but it looks like we have another Chernobog, and we looks like we have a Ink Vision of the Future popsicle. So we might have a little bit of red blue, or maybe some type of deck
Oh
that
yeah, it
plays
is.
Visions and popsicle. Maybe blue steel. We'll find out
No,
here soon.
It's Blurple versus Ruby Sapphire.
Man, we're
We can
supposed to
let it out
have
of the bag.
we gotta have the intrigue. Wonderland. You're not supposed to spoil the. Gotta. We gotta build the story. Okay, we're not supposed to know this information. Wonderland. No, I'm
They're
joking. I'm
BSG.
kidding.
There's no way one of them's not on Ruby Sapphire. They
There
all
you
play
go.
Ruby Sapphire. It would be hilarious if none of them did. Ashtown's off to a good start here. Like, it could have been a little better. Could have had the third one drop.
Mhm.
But, you know, starting with a one drop and then another character, it's what he wants. You know, he needs to beat down. Obviously, ramp on that turn is what he really wanted.
So let's see if we can find the ramp here. Let's see if we get another Tipo sighting. Ramp on 2. I think Tipo will be great. You'll be able to check this board a little bit, or this Chernobog is going to be able to quest freely, and you want to kind of put the kibosh to that as soon as possible. As you're going to think a little bit, all important second ink. It is the Rush Queen.
Ramp. Does he have his ramp? Oh, there you go. He's like, this is how you do it, Ashtown. You play the Tipo. You play JDZ's favorite card. You gain some ink, and you just go to town.
Oh, Tipo. I cannot. If I could just punch a kid, I'm punching Tipo. No, I'm kidding. Disney. We're not punching children. All right.
It's like whenever his daughter's upset him, he's out here punching Tipos. It's just like
just cutting up Tipos. As we're going to pass it back on over now. So now Tipo's doing his duty, able to check down the Chernobog and the Diablo. In this type of situation, you probably have to pop the Diablo, or maybe you can go into a Snake Mambo here as a quest bounce Snake Ink scenario is a typical maneuver that these Blurple players like to do. Let's see what Sir Ashtown's going to pull off. 20 lore, trying to break the mold and get a dub here.
Is he going to cash in the followers? I assume he does, but there's a like he already inked a library, so there is a world that he doesn't cash it in because next turn he could play library and move the followers to it and then cash it in. Or in this case, he's like, you know what, you're going to eat one of my characters. I'll let you eat the followers. That's fine.
Okay, and we're just gonna we'll go for a quest there. So you didn't even try to get greedy with the crab, just put him out, and I think you're just trying to hit the gas pedal and just go for damage, go for lore. I don't hate that maneuver because you could have. Sometimes people try to set traps with the crab and then get a Diablo trade in there and get a card, but that's probably not what you want to do here in this matchup.
I think I would have. I don't know what his hand is. Maybe there's another library. But I kind of feel like I would have rather just inked the crab and played library. Knowing that Santiago is only going to 4, so he's not really taking out the library. And then you could just keep your followers readied.
Yeah.
And then be like, well, next turn I'm going to draw 2. And play a game where he's just making sure that he has infinite cards. Because the way he's going to lose this game is Santiago is just going to answer everything he does, and he's going to run out of threats, while the Ruby Sapphire is just drawing cards over and over again. Once he gets a Flaversham in play, he's drawing infinite cards, right? So Sir Ashtown has to be leveraging his genies and his rabbits to maximize draw. If he can help it, he should never let a rabbit stay in play, you know, like play it, bounce it right away. Guarantee he's constantly redoing it. Drawing cards with friends, like, sure, it's a little bit less loss of a lore, but he needs to, like, maintain threats in play and cards in hand.
And he also might need to find a way to get this hand of Sisu, human Sisu, off the field, darling visitor, because having that shift set up and that Sisu coming in any sooner than it was intended at that 8, I think it's going to be problematic. So maybe get into an Elsa at some point, tapping that Sisu, getting it off the field. I think it might be something you want to keep in the forefront of your mind, because that thing can come down and start causing lots of problems for you. But not right now. But it's going to be an issue soon.
When you get on turn 4.
That's what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, freaking Tipo, flipping Tipo, man. I can't. Okay, no more. I can't. I'm not going to hate on Tipo anymore. I'm going to learn to love the growing child. As we're going to ink the Grandma Tala, so probably hear him coming down. No, it's going to be Maui. What am I talking about? We
Well,
got the big boy.
so this is what Ash needs. For Ash to not just be out of this game,
Mm-hmm.
Santiago needs to not have card draw. No Tamatoa, no Flaversham, no Visions. He needs to have like B preps and dragons, and then he'll run out of resources. Like that's how Ashtown wins this. Like needs Santiago to be drawing his extra Tipos right now when he has nothing to support it. It's like that is the way he can like still maintain this game.
And he did not double popsicle, was probably absolutely correct because you just want to set up for that Hiram that could be coming at some point. So we're probably going to lose this Maui here in a trade with the GOAT. But that library, like you said, man, that library was looking cash money right now. Had it been sitting up on the field, but maybe the Maui come in and start clubbing it. I don't know, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, Santiago, did you bring enough Tootsie Pops to share with the class?
I'd be tilting. If my opponent just started eating candy in the middle of the match, like a freaking diabolical villain, I'll be a little upset about that. I'm not gonna lie. If they just start busting out Ricolas and start daring, just eating them like a James Bond villain,
It's too good.
Ricola, like a James Bond villain, just staring at me menacingly, I tilt a bit. I'm like, could you not? As we're just going to leave the Maui here. We're not going to trade down with the GOAT. Probably no need to. Maybe trying to set up some balance. You do get to the Hiram. Look at that Hiram. As you're going to pop the popsicle.
So the theory is that if you are the beatdown and not the control player, you want to try to force them to have to challenge your characters. That way you gain the lore. So unless he was trying to, say, protect a different character from the Maui, if he was willing to do that trade, he would want to quest with the GOAT and hope that Santiago then challenges with the Maui, if that was a worthy trade. If not, then what he's going to do is leave it back, and then maybe he can quest and bounce. But for our viewers out there, like if you're wondering why you don't just take trades all the time, if you don't need to do it, you should force your opponent to.
Or at a minimum, I would say I think a quest there would be nice, and then force him to send the Maui into the GOAT and just. But maybe he's waiting on a bounce to get it back. Yeah. If he wanted it gone,
or a library.
Maui is reckless, so he does have to go in as Tipo is back on the play again.
Yeah, as long as you're not afraid of your opponent playing a Be Prepared or say Ice Block Medusa, which Medusa rarely sees play currently. You don't need to do that. So Sir Ashtown has countless cards to take advantage of being back, like the library. So he could play library and then be like, well, now I'm questing out because now you have to challenge library or my characters.
Right.
I might get some extra lore, get some extra cards, or you draw the bounce because I'm assuming he's playing 8 bounce cards at least
for sure. And we're getting long in the tooth here. I know this Blurple deck does have a pretty complex in-game plan, but this Ruby Sapphire deck's in-game is probably one of the stronger in-games that exists in Digital Arcana, dude. So I don't want to get into the in-game. Like we were mentioning in the earlier match, I don't want to get into a board fight match versus Blurple. But if I'm Ruby Sapphire, I feel okay in the in-game, especially when you don't have those locations set up. McDuck Manor, I think, would be great. Another library could be okay in this late game situation, but I still think the pressure is going to be a little bit more on Sir Ashtown to kind of make something happen. As Hiram is going to continue to quest and add more resources to the play.
The Flaversham was like the worst thing that Santiago could play for Ashtown. It's just so good. Like everyone's like ban Bird, ban B Prep, ban Tipo. Yeah. Really?
No.
Flaversham.
Flaversham should have been gone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Card's miserable. I love Flaversham. I play him in every deck I use for the most part.
And I don't necessarily think Flaversham needs banning. I'm just saying Flaversham is better than the rest of those cards.
He's quite good. He's pretty broken. He's quite broken. I'm not saying Tipo is bannable. I think I do think Tipo is very broken though. I think Tipo is a little bit unfair. And we get to the Sisu right now. Look at that big body Sisu out here, and he's eating good. You're able to take down the Diablo. You're able to take down the Elsa. You will get a draw though, so it's not tremendous value, but just that presence of Sisu, and now you have something to think about. Man, you got one card on the field. You have some ink, but this is not looking great. The board is quite massive for. It's not looking good. Santiago's kind of in the driver's seat here. We got the stare down. One Fox. What do you even do, man? I guess you can try to chump on this Tipo if you felt so inclined and get a trade with the Maui, but
Sisu should not be nearly as good
in this matchup or in the game, period.
You just wouldn't think it would be so good, but by golly, does it hit so many things.
That's another card that's on my list of cards that probably could be banned. I think we need Sisu in this game because Sisu checks so much degenerate stuff. Without Sisu, the game would just be he's the gate guard to stopping a lot of very, very, very toxic things from taking place. And the card just now hit like 30 bucks. It's been like it was relatively cheap for a long time. And that shocked me. Card's insane. As we will go a little snake mambo, we'll get the Fox back to hand. And is that going to be good enough? And no, it's going to just pass back on over 3 cards in hand. We have this very powerful Sisu here.
I miss Diablo. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Diablo's still around, right? He's still a thing.
It is. I played it at Continentals.
Yeah.
As long as Flaversham is being played, I'm going to play Diablo probably because let both of us draw cards.
Diablo's a mess. That's another one. I don't want to ban. I don't want to ban. I don't think we should ban it. Either ban it all, get a set rotation, or ban nothing. Just let it get as degenerate as possible and see what happens.
Unban Bucky. Unnerf Bucky.
Nah, keep him gone.
Justice for the squirrel.
Nah, keep him out of here. As we are going to quest the Tipo. Let's see if we quest anything else. I don't know if you have to or not. And it looks like you are kind of thumbing up this Sisu to go on a little quest. And it seems like you're electing not to do so. You just want to go ahead and pass, probably not trying to trade down your 8. You will take a little bit of that board with you, but saying it's probably not the way you want to go. So you're just going to pass it back on over to Sir Ashtown, who has got to figure something out soon. Now you got the Crab in play. You got Sisu in play. You got Threatening Maui still in play. You got Tipo's self still sitting there. What are you going to do, man? You got to figure something out. Elsa's still nice here. Hades is great. I don't know, man. It's tough. And you're still just going to start fighting here, it looks like, or are you singing? Questing. You're doing neither.
Gotta get lore somehow.
Yeah, you got to try to win. I don't know if the race is even worth it. And you'll bring back the Crab, charge up, and just take down the Tipo. That's pretty neat. And it's really all you can do. So I think that was a pretty heads-up play coming in from Santiago by not exerting the Sisu. You probably lost it there. Keeping it up, keeping that questing power strong, and then now you have somebody for Maui to challenge into. And then if you felt so inclined, you can challenge that next turn. We'll bring out a goat who can then check the Sisu again. So it's not completely over, but it seems pretty over as your top end has failed to report.
So he still has cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
If he's able to just turn a few things sideways, bounce a goat, play a goat, turn a few things sideways, bounce a goat, play a goat, he could win this game. Santiago has Sisu and Tamatoa in play. So that's a clock. But only 1 item in play, no dime, only at 4 lore. He has to do something to win the game before Sir Ashtown is able to just like nickel and dime a victory.
Very true. And now he's going to exert this Tamatoa. We'll get back an item, but you know that there's going to be a Crab. Is that worth sending it all forces into this Tamatoa to kind of clear him? No, he ate the Crab. I'm sorry, I missed that. I thought he still had it in hand to threaten.
But you could assume there's another one. I think Blurple plays like 3 or 4. I could probably find out right now.
Oh, we got another one too. Another
There's
big
in
crusty crab.
fact
Another bling bling has hit the field. We get another draw in from the popsicle. So we got two draw engine cards up on the field that can get pretty bulky here as we send the Hiram Flabbersham down to the inkwell.
yeah, I
And
think this
now do we
one's done
quest?
now.
And will quest for 3. So this looks problematic. This looks like something that Sir Ashtown does not want to see. Got 2 crabs. You need Hades now with some bounce. I think would be pretty
Yeah.
chill.
I mean, trading Goat with Sisu and Hadesing Automatoa is not bad. And then bounce and re-Hades the next turn. So he has to ink this turn, Hades, next turn ink, play Snake, bounce back Hades, replay Hades.
And you're back.
Needs to have nothing.
And it might be possible. I think there are, I can't tell how many cards are in hand. It looks like you got 2 or 3 cards in hand. As we will take your play here. It looks like Goat is going to take out the Sisu, gain 1. That brings you to 10. And now let's see if the Infernal Schemer is going to make an appearance. I think hit a Hades here is going to be cash money if you can figure it out. Do you have it?
And Elsa would be not bad.
Yeah, Elsa will probably almost be better, I would say. And it is just another Goat. So you gain another. That's not the droid you were looking for. As you're going to play a Chernobog as well. And that'll end you with 1 card in hand. And I don't think you put anything into the inkwell there.
1, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah.
So, like, 3 more items wins the game. A dime probably wins the game. I think a dime wins the game. That would be 12. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to go ahead and hard cast the how far I'll go. Probably looking for, like you said, a couple more items to put down and let these bling blings do what they're going to do. And let's see what we find off of the how far I'll go. A quick little shuffle and think.
Yep.
And it's going to be Hiram. Find his way into the inkwell yet again. And another Sisu. We're going to hit the Chernobog followers. And I guess you just have to just start questing. Do you have more items in the discard? And I don't think
Apparently.
We're going to quest for total of 6. Dang,
he
and that's
doesn't care. It's
yeah.
Just
He's
I
like
want the lore. I don't need cards. That's fair.
I'm trying to win.
That's
I'm trying to
fair.
set up for the win. And now it's Elsa or bust here. It's looking pretty Grim Reaper. Do you have? I don't think you play Elsa. Are you top decking here? I think you have 1 card in hand and 1 off the deck. So you have to ink in Elsa, or we're going next.
There's 2 Elsas. There's 2 outs.
And it looks like we will start to pile it up, put it into the deck. Well, not the deck box. We're going to start shuffling it up and getting ready for a all-important game number 2. Look at that. Couldn't quite get there. I don't know if the library play on 3 was the issue or where it all kind of turned south, but I still think it was a good game. It was a good game. Red Blue is going to do that sometime. Just drag you to the deep waters, and then you're going to have to fight your way back. And he wasn't able to do enough. He couldn't get to that top end, and it was just pretty much all she wrote. GG's. As we get another game, as we got Chicagoland is in the chat popping off again. They're really making some noise out there as they're trying to complete the mission and go for the complete sweep onto the 20 Lore Pro. I mean, a lot of people are picking 20 Lore Pro to come out and represent well, and I think they're playing well. But Chicagoland is coming here to play and letting you guys know that BSG is here and they're trying to make some noise and get their name out there. Let's go Santi in the chat. Will we get a turnaround here? Will it be more of the same? What does Sir Ashtown need to do to turn this ship around? I think do they have any 2 quests in there? Is anybody questing for 2 in this deck early? No, right? I don't think they do. I don't think the Blurple strategy has any heavy questing characters. I think you might have to lean more heavy onto these locations, but you did see a bunch of the Maui Hero to all. So you got to be careful not to run your locations out a little too haphazardly and get those things crushed for little to no value, especially when they're pairing it up with the Tipo. Man, Tipo. I should go on more Tipo rants. Santi. Go. Oh, dang.
What did the poor Tipo ever do to you?
I don't know, man. He just, every time I see him, maybe it's because I just have, every time I play him, it's always me drawing Tipo at terrible times when it's not time for Tipo. When it's not on 2, I never get him. On turn 10 When I need a bomb, guess who I'm drawing? It's always Tipo. Okay, every single time, every single time. Okay, Tipo checking my guys at one, checking the Chernobog, unfair. Inking anything, he is also inkable, unfair. Card's broken. The real question is who is Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman? Okay, I would like to know that too. Let's answer. Who is the Justin Timberlake of the team? Okay, who's the backup dancer? Who is the lead singer? Who's the Beyonce of the Destiny's Child? Of who is the Beyonce Knowles of the Destiny's Child? Uh, that is the Chicagoland. Dewey is the lead singer. Dewey is the main character. Okay, okay, okay. Respect, respect, respect.
And
Okay,
he
so we
took
got
down DeCandio, so
he did, which that was tough. That's a tough out. I would not want to sit across the table from DeCandio. A lot of people go
it's
down. A lot of
it's
people
crazy to
don't live to tell the tale.
it's crazy to see both players play turn one Cindy and neither storm the other one.
Yeah,
Like it's not something you expect.
that's pretty good. And it looks like we're gonna be underway. We're gonna go ahead and send. I think that was just a cut. Was that three off the top to the bottom for a cut? Very cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And it's Pixelborn. Sir Ashtown will be on the approach. All right. And let's see what it's going to be. We'll ink the Fox almost immediately and play the Diablo. I see a lot of purple players leading on Diablo. Is he the best? Is he the best one cost character in
So
this deck?
it's very matchup dependent.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this spot I would be fine with a few, but honestly, I think we saw Santiago ink a queen. So in
Mm-hmm.
this case, Diablo might be the best bet, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if Santiago is playing queen on 3 instead of a 4 drop, that's great, right? So you
Yeah.
can easily play. Well, what you better be sailing here or T-bowing. I
He's
mean, it's a
T-bowing.
threat. It's card disadvantage, but it's a threat, like right. So if you have a 1 drop in your hand, I think you ink Tipo, play sail, ink
Mm-hmm.
again, play the 1 drop that's going to draw you another card. Normally you want to play sails over Tipos, because Tipo takes 2 cards from your hand, gives you an ink, right? Sail takes 2 cards from your hand, gives you an ink and a card off your top. So technically is 1 card.
Unless he put down just a super brick, maybe like an Elsa or something that he just couldn't get into the play for a while, and he's just looking for that lore as well. So just inking an uninkable card, getting to the genie, get another draw, and getting 2 quests in there. I think Tipo that's probably
We'll
what
just
happened there.
we'll just assume that Sir Ashtown drew the broom for turn and didn't have the broom in hand. And Sir Ashtown might not play the deck enough to like get that iteration, because you're gonna have to. These are lessons that normally you have to learn through playing. Not
Mm-hmm.
everyone is gonna understand that. Not everyone's been playing games. Some people might just be like, "Oh, Tipo's the better play here because it adds a body, and I need to quest against Ruby Sapphire, otherwise I
Mm-hmm.
lose." When realistically, this matchup is also an arms race about making sure you have enough like cards in hand
Mm.
at all times.
And we do hit that human Sisu who's going to pop the Tipo, and
Which is
now will
terrifying.
be another. So you're back to Sir Ashtown, and like you said, man, I sit here and I look at this hand of Sisu, and I'm like, okay, I need to get to 5 ink. I need to Elsa this thing immediately, because you can get that 6 ink and you get a shift, and Sisu hits the board early. You got that genie, you got that Diablo, you got this
Ooh.
genie, and that's just more guys who can get
So
blasted by a Sisu.
yeah, like the human Sisu is so terrifying here. It's just like what is needed to shift to answer, like almost everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ashtown needs goats, needs crabs, snakes, foxen. These are the things
I'm sure
that.
taking Elsa too. If he can get that Elsa on 5 ink, play Elsa, tap the human Sisu, slam into it, and you're on your way. I think that's something that you really, really want to prioritize here, as the game is getting
Yeah.
along, as you ink the sail, and to a how far I'll
So
go hardcast.
Ashtown really needs Elsa here to take out
Yeah.
this Sisu. Like, right, Elsa, or pack them up, or like. I mean, maybe Santiago doesn't have the 8-drop Sisu, but
They
we all
always have it.
know
They never-
always have it.
They never don't have it. Okay,
Yeah.
they never don't have
Right,
it.
that's
They
not
always
true.
have it.
They didn't have it once, and I was able to basically win a DLC because of it. Like
Because
in my
they
first
didn't have
round,
it. Oh, there you go.
I
He
gave
did
them
get
like
to the
2 turns to do it. They didn't have it. There's the Elsa. All right, we got a game. We might get a game 3.
Perhaps, and we're going to get some mighty questing in as well. So more lore going up. You're halfway there, and you're still at 5. So this is a much better spot. Maybe you can get 2 more ink going and get to a be prepared. I would have been very tempted to play that Sail the Azurite Sea. Oh, he's saying how far I'll go. Never mind. That's probably the same thing. But this is not looking great. This is not looking great for Santiago. He's going to have to survive. Maybe you can get to, if you can get to that 7 ink, take a be prepared here and not get all those genies and stuff bounce back to the hand and get more rabbits into play or something. I don't know. That could be okay.
We need to remember to ask Sir Ashtown after this game if he top decked that Elsa, or if he had it in his hand. Chat.
He did sing the Friends on the Other Side. So maybe that's what gave it to
Oh.
him. So he's saying one of Genie sang to get to get 2 more cards. So possibly that's where it came from, or maybe he just had it in the hand all along. It was just like, oh man, I'm waiting.
Yeah. Does Ashtown have the library?
You want to
Did
hope.
the library move it all here? Like that's
Power play.
is insane.
That would be such a heads up maneuver if he could pull it off.
It would take multiple turns for Santiago to answer that. Like it would be B prep. Then, well, I guess a Sisu would probably be the best. Like Sisu into Maui, and then like a baby Sisu to answer one of the characters they played. Like maybe that would be a way Santiago could come back. What do you got?
So we got heavy quest. Is there a library? There's no location.
Genie?
He's probably not going to put any more characters into the field of play, knowing that be prepared.
Well,
it's coming. Sisu
bounce
could still
characters
be
are
coming.
fine. Like playing a Snake Fox, bounce both genies.
Okay.
Like not bad.
You're doing that.
Not
Okay.
great, but not bad. I mean, because
And that
right
will
now
protect you.
is
That will
Sisu
insulate you
answers
versus the if there Sisu still kind of nukes you here as well. So if you do take a crab or not a crab, but if you do take a fox and a snake turn now to get those genies back, that will protect you from the Sisu part. You'll still lose to be prepared, but the Sisu won't dominate you right now, because Sisu right now is about to eat your lunch if he's got it. And let's see if he had it the whole time. We're going to find out here soon. Previously on Did He Have It? Put that ink. I don't even think he drew. Did he drop turn? And Sisu is there. He's out immediately. And we are going to blast.
Sir Ashtown had a chance, and it might have went away there. 5 cards in hand. 5 cards in hand is a lot of cards.
I think he's still got a chance. He's got a ton going on.
He's a 14.
Yeah, he's got a chance. I mean, you got goat, you got bounce. I'm not sure. You got goat, bounce. You're fine. I think you're in a good spot. And I don't know how many copies of The Pirate's Life are being played, but that is a card.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
That
Why did you have to say that, JDZ? What are you doing to poor Ashtown? He's trying. He has a family, and you're just summoning pirates.
I'm just pointing out to the people who may not know, for the 1% of viewers out here who are not familiar with Lorcana and some of the things that can happen. Pirate's Life is a card that the red-blue strategy plays quite often, and it could come up here, and you could see it being deployed, and that could slow you down a little bit. That's a gut punch right there. When you're cruising along, doing your thing, and they hit you with that Pirate's Life, man, and just sets you back, and then they win. Like, I almost had him, dude. I almost had him this time.
Ashtown needs to draw a card off of that popsicle.
And we're gonna keep
that broom. So this is a learning thing for everyone watching, and in this scenario, there's just a high chance that Santiago is just going to play another board wipe, either another Sisu or sing a B prep and then play Tamatoa like this.
Yeah.
So you need to get maximum value off your cards. So you should just draw a card off that thing. We saw Ashtown ink a snake. He should have inked the 1/2 and played snake bouncing the rabbit. draw
And got
another
another draw.
card, and then be able to play the rabbit again the next turn. Very very important there. And so your one drops, you like the broom. Most likely, it's not gonna untap, right? So you just get a new card from it, and maybe you'll draw a new card that's actually a threat because you already had enough in play. Now, if there was no other characters, yeah, you play it and pass. Whatever, you do what you got to do, but it's a war of attrition, and you just cannot run out of cards because you will lose the game.
Dang, yeah. So you missed out on 2 possible draws there, just based on the way things shook out. But it's still a vibe, and it's still energy. You still got 14, and it's never going to be over. I don't think. How many cards do you have in hand now? I think you got a pretty sizable draw from that last exchange with the Be Prepared. So you do have some materials to work with. That Tipo finds his way into the Inkwell, as we'll send
So-
a nice 4 probably for another genie.
Chat had a question. So in this game, there's technically no instance, so your ink doesn't really matter, or at least it didn't in the first set. And then after a few sets, there's 2 or 3 cards in the entire game that could cause an effect that had something come into play on your opponent's turn. And then there's 2 or 3 cards that when they come into play, you can pay ink to do something. So there's you shouldn't be readying your ink at the end of turn. It is a bad habit that people started from set 1. And they shouldn't be doing it. And the longer the game gets out, the more cards that are going to interact on your opponent's turn, and the less likely that it's going to be a thing. So I would assume that in the next few sets, people are just going to stop doing it in general as more things come out that impact it. But right now, they shouldn't be readying their ink at the end of turn, but it doesn't really matter. And if they did ready all their ink and then they had something that would put something in play, they'd probably have to call a judge and do things. They'd probably get a warning. But it's
Okay.
normally pretty simple to recreate.
Just don't do it. That's how lesson learned. The more you know. The more you know. So now we're sitting here. You do have a ton of cards in hand. Sir Ashtown. Now you're at your top end as well. As you have more cards in your hand than Santiago, and you're going to pay the 7. Hades finally makes an appearance as you'll be able to ink the big Sisu. And now you just have 2 little dudes on the board, and you'll play out the Chernobog follow as well with your last ink. Probably passing it back on over to Santiago now, who's going to be on the approach. Maybe getting another popsicle here. Oh, you didn't pass it back yet. We're still inking. And now we're going to pass there as we'll ready. Now, is it even worth going for the Pirates Life Sync together here? Play another card. Maybe now we're getting to that Maleficent Dragon range as well. So the Maleficent Dragon could come in, pop this Hades, and you're going to be back on the initiative portion as the Madame Medusa, just like that. You said they don't play it, but there she is. Madame Medusa makes an appearance, popping Hades. Oh my God, it's such a bad feeling. That card, I don't know why people stop playing Madame Medusa. That card is broken too. Insane card.
Too many good cards to play, basically.
Probably, yeah. I haven't seen any Shark Mauis yet. Let me look at the list again. Get a deep dive onto this. I like to be pleasantly surprised with some of these strategies players are being.
I just saw red and blue cards. I didn't look. There is no sharks in this list.
Okay.
This is like set 5, set 4. This is last set red blue with sails.
That's it. Yeah.
And Tipo new or last set? I can't even remember. Did they both come out this set?
No, Tipo came out last set. Set 5. Set 5. Yeah, Tipo's a set 5 card. Sail is the only set 6 card in this deck. Crazy work. I love it.
Hates Shark, says it's the worst red card in the game.
That's insane. That is a insane take. I mean, you can say I don't like
exaggeration. The card. Obvious exaggeration, because there's some pretty rough cards in the game. But I'm assuming he meant worst competitive or actually played red card.
I can respect that.
Just saying, this is said by a person who has Queen of Hearts in his deck.
3 of them. Dang. Guns up.
He ain't losing to no aggro player. Nope.
I love the call. I like the call. But I think Shark Maui is definitely not one of the worst cards. The card is quite cracked, man. It's insane. It's busted when used at its highest possible levels. Yeah. We do bring out the library here. Library can be removed with the greatest of ease right now, but maybe that's what you're counting on as it's set up. You got Grandma Tala you got the Hiram, you got the Medusa. They all can take a downturn and just
Ooh,
gang up on this library. Let's see if that's
no
something you want to
Pirates
do.
Lives, but double Greatstone Dragon. That's how you know that this is a backseat genius deck. Multiple dragons, they are not going to lose.
No,
I mean, I guess with 3 Queen of Hearts, you need something for the mirror, right?
and keep them coming back. I don't know. I don't know, man. This red blue stuff, it's not a fine science. I think red blue is more of a feel. I think everyone has their own little touch and twist they put onto it to make it their own. As we got the Maleficent Dragon here, so this game looks like it's about to be head into a Jovertown. You're still at 14. You got that going. You got a ton of cards still in your possession.
But Santiago that's questing for 5 and drawing 2
Yeah.
cards. It's a 3-turn clock probably.
Ugh,
Maybe
yeah.
2 if something big comes into play.
Gotta stay positive. We gotta stay as Hades. There we go. There's a little bit of positivity as the Infernal Schemer number 2.
Santiago's fine with that. Like, don't make me take another ink and get rid of one of your answers. All right, now that's a little different. That's a little different. Buying it back, okay.
And we'll put the Chernobog followers out yet again. And let's see if we can get a Chernobog to resolve. We haven't seen a Chernobog resolve ever this whole round.
I might have Hades the Flaversham, honestly.
You think so? Oh, yeah.
Just because I'm really afraid of what's
about to happen right now.
Yeah. Drawing cards with Flaversham is terrifying. We don't care about the dragon, and if we cared about dragon next turn, we could re-Hades it. Although obviously we're gonna hit Tamatoa. Yeah, I think we needed to hit the Flaversham.
And we will get more draws. And as we get into this late game, there are just so many bombs in this red-blue deck. And every time you get a chance to take 2, you're going to get 2 more, unless it's just all T-pos and sales at this point, which would be quite miserable. Funny, but miserable.
Queen of Hearts.
Just more Queen of Hearts.
I'm going to keep ragging on Queen of Hearts. I'm someone who would lose to Queen of Hearts. So that's why I'm ragging on it. I don't want people hitting my Cinderella with the Queen of Hearts. I want them to think it's a garbage card and they never want to play it. So don't play it. Play your sales, play your T-pos. You keep your rush characters at home in the binder where they belong. Take your Mauis out of your deck. Take your Queen of Hearts out of your deck. Don't put Metalosphere in. I don't want to see that.
No, is he not playing the shift, right? I looked at the deck. There's no shift.
No,
that'd be too much. Someone said, no, he's not playing the shift. That'll be a bridge too far. As now, I double
checked. He made me double check. It's not in there.
I think the time has come. I think you might have to go ahead and look. You might have to pop this Chernobog. I think it's time. You might have to get him out of there. You got to do it. We're thinking long and hard about it. We got Hades. Hades can take out the Tamatoa. Well, quest for 2.
What are you doing?
We're popping, right?
All right.
We're not popping?
There's a world that you play snake, bounce snake, play snake, bounce followers.
We got goat.
Right, yeah,
hold up.
You needed a pop here, unless he's just about to win.
Fox bounce. Hold up.
Okay, he's
let him cook.
Trying to win.
Let him cook.
If he doesn't have the ink to play this, okay, he's just playing goat and going to 19.
Let him cook.
Nice pirate's life, bro. Where's your pirate's life at, bro? Oh, I hate that card so much. I got to 19 and lost on stream. My opponent played a pirate's life. I was just out of the game.
You hate pirate's life. I hate Tipo, dude. There we go. We got our own thing.
It's good when it's good.
Imagine Shark Pirates here. Yeah, I agree. This would be a good time to play a pirate's life. This would be a good time to have a shark.
My opponent went Sing Pirate's Life, Vitalosphere, Maui, Shark, buy back Pirate's Life, Sing Pirate's Life. And I still got to 19 in that game.
So broken.
Yay! Flaversham is fun.
Oh man. So what are you gonna? I guess like there's nothing you really can do here because you got goat that's up and active unless you can literally get to 20 right now, which I don't think you can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
and that's it.
6.
You can
8,
play.
9. I don't even think we have enough ink to play and activate dime. Well, there's the
Whoa,
dime.
there's the dime. We got 13. You got,
That
you
was
got 13.
7. That was 7 ink. That little bit. Oh, 13 ink. All right.
Yeah. There you go.
So we need pop into pop action. Let's go. Just jam that popsicle. Okay.
Sale. We got to have 2 left to pay for the lucky dime activation, and we're going to pack it up
Nope.
here and get on into a game number 3. It all comes down to this again. We got 3 game 3s on a Wednesday.
I do like it.
We got 3 game 3s on a Wednesday.
Is Backseat gonna maintain
for the
sweep 2 weeks in a row? I mean, it's a big game. It is how you want to start this event off. Like,
Yeah.
The sweep is like the 2-0 in 2-game format, right? It's
Yeah.
an extra bonus point. You want that bonus point. Like 2-1 is respectable, better than splitting in 2-game format. But like the 3-0, like let's go.
And that's back-to-back weeks of back-to-back 3-0s. I know we had the SLTC playing last round. They got swept as well by
Poor little
the
silly token critters.
Freedom Gaming. They got 3-0'd.
The little token critters got eaten up by some eagles. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
So
I love that that's the thing. I feel bad because that's not the noise an eagle makes. But
it does.
like,
What is an eagle? Let me Google it. Let me see what
I'm
it
pretty sure an
sounded.
eagle makes like a devastatingly terrible noise, but I think
I'll Google
caw
it.
is like a raven or a crow noise.
Let me check it. Let me check YouTube right now. Shout out to YouTube, man. They got it all. All right.
I don't
Eagle.
think Google needs any shout outs, JDZ. They're doing well enough. I don't think you need to give them a handout.
Shout out to. I think you got to shout out everybody. Here we go. Eagle sound. Oh, we nailed it.
I couldn't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it on my end, but it's popping off on my computer over here.
Link it to me. Message it to me.
I'll send it to you. Maybe you can pop it into the stream there. I'll go ahead and hit you with a man. I'm on the spot. Copy. All right, I'm gonna go back here. Let me go here. Dude, I'm cooking right now. I'm cooking. Oh man, I'm going crazy. Boom. There's an eagle sound effect right there. I think we were nailing it. I think we're close. I think.
I mean that is all right. Let me unmute it. So
we were. Run it.
okay, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, you're pretty close. That was pretty close.
I was like, no.
There it is right there. We're getting closer. Better, closer, and warmer, dude. We're getting there. We're getting there. As the game is underway,
Stick
it
to
looks like they
Lorcana,
started
yeah.
off. They started off with a fiery start.
I can't do that. I'm not an eagle. What can I say?
You're killing me. You're killing me. Okay, we got a fiery start. We got Tipo.
Tipo.
We're ramping heavy. We're back at it again with a little bit more ramp as Red Blue versus Blurple. Who is favored in this matchup normally, though? If both players are at equal footing and the decks are built in a very who's favored in this matchup?
Assuming it's at least splittable, if not slightly favored for Blurple.
Okay.
I'll let RMB chastise me in the chat for saying that, and he can educate me.
Okay. It seemed like they both seemed a little more evenly matched. It seemed more 50-50 than advantage in one way or the other. Maybe like more a play draw kind of thing.
Do we have Pandemonium or RMB in chat? Where are our Blurple boys? Where are the Blurple boys at?
Yeah, we got 2 Tipo on Tipo violence, and we will have to pop Chernobog in order to play around the menace that is Tipo, which is ridiculous. Dang. They need to buff Tipo and give him a 2/2 with Rush. Stop it, Ray. Please.
Honest, you have permission to share a link to your YouTube channel thing. I guess, can I just... oh, it's Twitch, so I can't just shout out. But yeah, you can put that in chat if you want.
All right.
We're also live on YouTube as well.
Oh, dang. Shout out YouTube right there.
Yeah, we got 3 people watching on YouTube right now.
Oh, it's popping. It's popping off. That's straight popping off. That's popping off. I like it. It's a start. This is year 1.
Who
It's
has
a start.
music in the background? I do. I have some music on in the background.
It's a start. It's a start. As now we're going to be pondering here. It looks like we are going to be inking the crab. So no crab technique on the Tipo crash. We'll just have Tipo wall up Tipo. And let's see if we get a quest off with this Tipo as well.
I think I'd rather have a genie there, but I'll take a goat. I mean, it's a thing. I'd rather have some like rabbit. Rabbit would be best because we just need to start drawing cards.
Yeah, every turn in this blurb. When I had my little interaction with blurb, I played a little blurb with myself. Every turn that you're not drawing a card, it just feels like you're wasting away. Like it doesn't feel fun. You got to be. I feel like whenever I wasn't drawing, I felt like I was wasting time. Honestly, that was at least my assessment. Like I felt like I needed to be drawing every single turn. I need a card coming from my deck into my hand, not throughout the draw phase. As we are going to go, how far I'll go, sang by Hiram Flaversham. Funny interaction. A little mouse inventor singing a very bold ballad. Love to see that.
If we have fox or crab, we can take out Flaversham, so that's a reasonable play. If we had fox, I'd still rather have rabbit because that also still takes out Flaversham and draws more cards.
And there was a crab that got down into the inkwell, so maybe there's an opportunity for another one to come out. This right now, as we ink another library. Library gets inked. We'll pay
no
5.
Respect for the libraries. All right. Well, there goes. Well, hopefully there goes the evil Flaversham, the meanest rat in the game.
Oh, and then they got his other form coming out, Quest for 3, with a nice 0 attack, which was 0
I think he
toughness.
Should have quested with Tipo there. The reasoning is that if Gramatala takes out Tipo instead of Goat, we're happy, right? We're bouncing Goat. We want the Goat to stay. Ooh wee! See, it's just free value now. If nothing's coming down, that was just one more missed opportunity.
Yeah. And we're trying to keep that ramp going, probably trying to activate some cards in your hand. Maybe you got some bricks in there. Maybe you got some unplayable, high inkable cards in your hand. So we're seeing how far I'll go and hoping for something better to come out in this exchange.
The Tipo Wars of 2025.
Where were you? Where were you when the Tipos took over? They were just a small child. No one thought anything of it. And they took over. I don't know, man. It just annoys me. I just want to. Right there, dude. Right there. I'd give him one. And Maui Hero All's out here, and he's going to have to come and take down this goat, which I guess you would take. Keeping that goat at 2 lore, I think I'll take it. Usually the goats will go for 4 to 6 versus me, but keeping him at 2, I'll accept it. Or yeah, he only got 2 out of that unless he quested. No, he challenged to hear him. And now let's see if your Tipo is going to quest, and you will. You'll go ahead and serve up the Tipo, maybe trying to bait out this Elsa to take it down.
I don't even know if I would have traded my own Tipo into the Maui there, honestly. Like, I don't know if I would have healed the Maui. I mean, I might have healed the Maui. Maybe I wouldn't have. Like, just the opportunity to let my opponent not quest again. Like, if I had other answers. It's hard to say. Because Ashtown might have things that Maui's going to eat, so he wants to protect it, so he'd throw the Tipo away. But interesting. We're just eating things.
Yeah, we'll just crunch the Tipo there for free, as we will get to the Madam Mim and bounce the Elsa back to the hand. I like that play a lot, as we will be able to reset the Elsa's health, and then we can trade into the Grandma Tala, who's going to be taken away as well. At least taking a little bit of lore off the board. Maui can't really do anything with his, since he's got no one to challenge into. And we'll ink the Elsa and throw it back on over to Santiago.
I really hope that he did not have that fox last turn. Because I would have much rather have challenged Flaversham, bounced back Goat, than challenged Flaversham on that last turn. Even if it's not like lining up on the ink.
As we will get another How Far I'll Go rendition is going off. If we get to 8, did you pay that? Did you pay that exerted ink though? We gotta count that ink. We might not step in there. I can't tell if he paid the exerted ink for. He's at 9. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Like he was at 7. What is he doing?
Hold up now. Hold up. Good job. And he does have 9, so that exerted ink was not
Ellie
used.
Would be on top of that so fast.
100%. Shout out to Ellie. Shout out to the judges, man. keeping this thing moving along and singing its song as we get to the genie. And now is it already time to get to a Hades? You need them already.
It's not if Genie's there, but yeah, it needed to be.
And I almost think they need to. I know they play like 3 Hades, man. Is there a way this deck can fit 4 Hades in it? I don't know. If that's that. I just
your
think
hand. There has to be Elsa's and Hades in your hand if you're inking friends here.
yeah. I don't know. I've lost it. We'll see. Maybe just inked and just bricked over there as well. As now this
I gotta go
Tamatoa.
say goodnight to my child. So
All right.
hold down
You
the
do
fort
that
for a second.
I'll hold it down. I'll hold it down. All right. I'm holding it down. Wonderland's not here. Everybody, make sure that you go ahead and give Wonderland a follow. I'm sure you guys are all doing that. And say bad things about him in the chat while he's gone. Okay. Negative things about his hair and about the way he, everything you can think of bad about Wonderland. As we get to the Grandma Tala, again, more resources being added, more choices being made. Keep one, send one, vibrate. VVJDZ, gang, gang, gang. I see you out there. I see you out there as we are going to, you got to figure something out, dude. You got to figure something out. I think it's time to start putting the pressure up. Maybe get this Tamatoa exerted. Maybe get some lore, get an item back, pop heal Molly, get back Popsicle, play it is also energetic as well. So let's see exactly what Santiago is going to do as you just take a quick sale and you'll actually ink, and you won't do that. You're just going to use the Hiram to pop the Popsicle to draw 2. Late stage Hiram is more effective than on curve Hiram, in my opinion. If you can get this guy out in the end of the game to just start drawing your bombs, and then you'll get back the Popsicle to your hand after questing Tamatoa for a measly 1, though. So if you are Sir Ashtown, you're fine with a 1 on the lore of Tamatoa.
Love me some Tipo. You're right, Chad. I'm a big Tipo fan.
Oh.
Elsa? Hades.
Hades. Okay, getting rid of the Tamatoa. I think that's a great time to do that. Your quest with Genie. I don't know if that's going to be another race is on. It looks like.
I wonder if he realizes that he didn't need to ink that.
Ink what? Which one? The broom?
He inked broom and exerted everything to play his 7-drop, but I'm pretty sure it's 8 inked right there.
I think he's probably trying to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, because he skipped the ink that turn before, I believe. And he just inked up to 8 right now with that broom. So I think he's just selling Elsa hard. As we're going to bring out the Maleficent Dragon, we're popping the Hades, or maybe we'll pop the Genie and just say, Hades, I dare you. And his mom is going to clean his clock. We'll see what he chooses. And it will be that Hades instead.
I can't believe I had the Brave audio on that whole time. So you were doubled voiced.
The whole time?
Since the eagle. The eagle.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. I mean, it was my fault.
It's all good.
But
I can't hear.
Was like, I'm hearing 2.
My bad. One JDZ is enough. You don't need 2. As now, yeah, I think hitting Genie would have been all right, but then they bounced the Hades back. He got to deal with that whole thing again. So maybe just hitting him and get him out of here, probably correct as well. So now we're inking another Tipo. So many Tipos, and we'll bring out the hand. The small little Sisu will be able to pop the Tipo as well. And we'll go on a miniature quest here for 2. I think you have an item in play. Is that in play? And that popsicle on the board,
so.
And it looks like you quested, but I don't think you're going to utilize the popsicle. Maybe just trying to.
That whale's about to eat it.
Very interesting indeed. And you just let them sit there. So this is looking pretty grim. Look at that board on your right and the one on your left, and tell me the difference. You'll see that there's a lot of mighty cards over there. As you ink another Tipo, Elsa here would be okay-ish. It'll slow you down a little bit, but not even that great, if I'm being completely honest. No way you pass on 9 with nothing going on. That feels not cool, man. I think it's Elsa here. And you tap the dragon and you tap the Hiram, I suppose. I don't even know what you do to get out of this spot. As we got Genie, who's just going to go on a quest, it looks like, bring you up to 8. You're not even in a position where you can put the pressure on. and you just play another genie. Oh man, this Sisu is just gonna be a mess. Oh no, not like this.
Maybe
Not
he
like
doesn't have
this.
it. Maybe he doesn't have it.
They always have
Oh,
it, man.
Elsa, eat the sisu.
Okay, there you go. There you go. But now he's got enough ink to just play. He's gonna.
No,
He's about to get annihilated by Sisu. Like he's about to get
He
completely.
doesn't have it. He
They
doesn't
always.
have it,
They
JDZ. It's
always
just a bunch of
have it.
T-Bows. It's
Oh.
T-Bows and Queen of Hearts. T-Bows and Queen of Hearts.
And we will quest to hear him here for one. Let's see if we get a pop this time.
Oh, this is... See, now he has it. He's going to draw it off of that.
Oh, man. Oh, man. And we're going to go for visions.
We're
So maybe he
looking
doesn't
for
have-
it.
Oh, no. He's definitely got it now. And when the Cecil hits the board, I think the game is over. I think it's done. I think it's done. He's about to come. Let's see it. Oh, shiver me timbers as Sisu hits the board, making a mighty splash and sending.
Chilling.
Feels bad. That's a power play. Cecil's a mess, dude. And it's oh man, there's really nothing you can do either. That feels miserable. There's no way you can play around it. I guess you can play Lumiere, man, and just
Play
boost your
Lumiere.
guys. There you go. Just play Lumiere. I was playing on an application that I probably shouldn't be talking about. You know, we don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Fight Club. But I had Lumiere down, and they had Sisu, and they were like, "Redo, take back." I was like, "Cool, take it back, put it down again." Nothing happened. Like, take it back again. Just kept like putting it down. I'm like, "Hey man, you gotta read." Anyway, Elsa comes a bit too late, it seems, as it's not over. We're just gonna quest here and wait for you to insert that Elsa, and then Maui's just going to finally have a target to hit into. It seemed like Maui's been sitting on this board for so long. He's been there with that 2 damage. He's been just camping out, just waiting to just bang on somebody.
I'm going to make a Ruby Steel deck with 4 Lumieres and 4 of the 3-cost one that gives all of your other characters. Like, so 8 Lumiere deck. Like,
yeah, I bet that'd be so good. People won't see it coming, dude. Lumiere puts people in a pickle sometimes. That's a cool little thing, little challenge buff there. It's not bad. Dang, as Chirac is in the Chi-Town is in the chat, popping off already, as they are already celebrating the victory, and it seems like it is not premature. This match seems to be over, as we'll just go ahead and probably throw a concession here soon, as we'll show the hand.
Oh
another
yeah, they
Sisu.
had the Sisu. Sisu
Double
B
B-prep.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Brutal.
You ready to interview these kids?
Let's do it. I got a couple questions I need to ask.
That game too, missing that ramp. I was like, oh my god. Not like this.
I'll have to come back. Gentlemen.
Yes. Hello.
Greetings and salutations to you both. Thank you for playing. It's incredibly well played. Man, he's flexing the belt right now live. I love to see that. The belt is on stream. Shout out to BSG for taking it down. You guys took it down in express fashion with a 3-0 victory over 20 Lore Pro. Santiago, is this the way that you thought this thing was going to go down? 3-0 in the week 1. Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. Okay, so we pulled up your deck list, and I gotta ask you, Santiago, what is with you and your aversion to new cards? Why are you playing all these old cards and very few new cards?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Clean and stable. What about Shark Maui? What about Pirate's Life? I know Pirate's Life is an old card, but it's got some serious value in this new game. Talk to me about your deck. Why did you put it together this way, and why did you bring it to this week 1? Is there something about the 20 Lore team that lets you believe that red blue was the right call to make?
Nothing specifically. I've been working on this deck for I competed at nationals this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted a consistent deck, and it's just what I've been playing. The reason for no Maui Shark is the uprise of like green, purple, and like the Diggy full deck. Like you don't
Mm-hmm.
have time to get to like 6 and like establish a shark and like have it not do anything. So like a lot of people were cutting like Medusas and stuff, which I still feel like is like way better than shark.
So at least like clear a body and like this still attacks for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Pirate's Life, just for space issues, uh I just couldn't fit it in. And a lot of the time I just like rather try to take care of the problem as fast as I can and let them get to like 15 lower ish and like just try to win before they goat me out or like flood the
Okay.
board with a Pete or something.
Okay. Okay. Is that what you're trying to do in this matchup? Because it seemed like you navigated it pretty well in the early
Yeah,
game, mid
yeah.
game, and late game. How do you feel about red blue versus Blurple? Your build versus the Blurple strategy.
I feel like it's a pretty easier matchup because of cards like Prep and Sisu
Mm-hmm.
being able to clear their board and a lot of their bodies are like 3 attack or less. So like with an ice block, you just clear the whole field. Uh, but besides that, like the locations might be an issue for like the current decks. But my uh my current list plays 3 Mauis and like 3 Queen of Hearts. So like being able to have those characters that on play I could rush and clear those locations with like Atala on board is pretty
Mm.
effective.
Nice, nice, nice. The Queen of Hearts, huh? You've been liking Queen of Hearts.
Oh,
I saw
absolutely.
some players trying Queen of Hearts, maybe at 1, maybe at 2, but I see you got it at 3, and you're feeling
Oh
pretty
yeah.
positive about Queen of Hearts.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, nice. See, shows what you know, Wonderland. Wonderland had some things to say about your Queen of Hearts. What do you think about Queen of Hearts, Wonderland? What do you think about what Santiago had to say about Queen of Hearts?
I mean,
Wonderland
like
was
I
fun.
said, I don't like Queen of Hearts because I don't like it when my parent opponents kill my 1-drops when I quest with them. So
Got it. Got it. Got it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I still think it was an incredible match and well played. But we got the other side. We got the 20 lore pros in here with Sir Ashtown as the anchor playing the Blurple strategy. It didn't go the way that you wanted. But still, can you talk about your deck? What made you load Blurple into this contest? And how did you feel on the onset when you found out you were playing against Red Blue?
Yeah, I like Blurple a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to JDRR. He is a huge just innovator of the Blurple deck itself, and I'd been talking to him for a long time about the deck. I've been playing it since really like set 3, and
Okay.
I enjoy the archetype. It's a lot of fun. It's similar to Red Purple in a lot of ways, but I kind of like the ramp tempo using the Amethyst to really push you ahead, and then when you get to the top end, you're using those blue cards to try to Hades,
Mm,
or I mean, you get to Elsa a little bit sooner. But you talk about turn 2 Tipo into a turn 3 Genie, it just feels so good.
absolutely. We saw that to great effect in the earlier rounds of this tournament. But there was there was a play, and a lot of people in the chat had some things to say about it. And I know Oneland had some things to say about it when you inked the library, and I believe you played the crab. You want to take us through that thought process of having that location into the inkwell instead of trying to get maximum value out of that and keep those draws going and that residual lore in the early game.
Yeah, in the early game, I really want to have as many bodies on board so I can have
Hmm.
tempo out there. I want to either have as many as my opponent or more. And I love the lines where I can use Elsa to tap down my opponent's characters and then crash a crab into something else to then power up another character. And the library early on, I don't want to ink it, but I think in that match specifically, all my other cards in my hand, I want to say were uninkable. So I was
Okay. Okay.
struggling.
Got it, got it. So you were fighting through a little brick situation, and you just had to make a painful choice, and it ended up. I think it ended up working out for you because you made a pretty stellar comeback in that match. You were kind of behind, and then you kind of found some cool plays with that
go
goat at
bounce
the end
go.
with the goat bounce, and you had it all kind of dialed up the right way, and you were able to get to the victory. But overall, obviously this week didn't go the way you guys wanted. So what are you going to tell the squad, man, to fire you guys back up to come back in next week to continue the momentum and turn this ship around?
Well, I'm going to tell first off to Candio to sleeve up his deck because you heard in the first interview he just didn't want to unsleeve it.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
mean, he did fine. He
no,
just
he did great.
Yeah, he did. He did.
No, he did very well. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I wanted to be on the team was because we could have got other members who, are great players, but I thought having 2 wonderful players in the form of DeCandio and Claire would be great. And
Hmm.
then adding myself, content creator, I'm not really a competitive player. I play for fun and I enjoy the game. but competitive side, that is not me. So I thought I'd balance out the team on the back end.
Absolutely, absolutely. But still, it's a lot of fun. Everyone appreciates all the work you guys are doing over at 20 Lore Pro Discord. And if everyone out there is
Oh,
still
yeah.
watching this stream, if you're not in the 20 Lore Pro Discord, I highly encourage you to get in there. There are a lot of phenomenal, fantastic players who participate on high levels, and they're putting out a lot of free information in there. So make sure, if you're not in that Discord, make sure you get in there and check it out. You will become a better player. I know I've increased my skills a lot just from existing in that space. But Wonderland, you got anything you want to say before we close it?
You just caught me off guard. I was just sitting there letting you go off. I'm just like
I'm
reading some things.
No.
I mean, it was a great show. I can't wait for more of them, honestly. You were amazing. All the players were amazing. The judges were amazing. I'm just loving how everything is flowing so well, and the games have been pretty amazing to watch. I love it. And like, definite big shout out to 20 Lore Pro. That Discord basically is where a lot of the old Pixelborn grinders all gathered. It's where like basically everyone on my team met through, and like it's great. So like having them here is pretty amazing, and I would highly recommend anyone who's interested in information to check out their Discord for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do want to say for all the players, again, huge congratulations to the GSD, the DSG, Backseat Genius, Backseat Genius, BSG. My dyslexia is all over me today. Huge congratulations to you guys for coming out and getting the win. And 20 Lore, I'm saying you guys keep your head up. I think you guys all played phenomenally well, and it just didn't work out this time. So nothing right home, nothing to be upset about. And come back in next week because I'll be excited to see you guys get your redemption arc in the next week. Hopefully, I'll be here watching it again. I had a blast being here, Wonderland. Thanks for letting me rock so long, man. I had a really good time.
We'll sit here and chat for a little bit longer. Just want to say hopefully we get a bunch of the Backseat Genius kids on LAD tomorrow night to talk about it, and then hopefully we'll also have some of the players from Friday's match on to talk preemptively. It should be a great time. Ashtown, Santiago, you two have a great night.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, you guys were great, and BSG, y'all were amazing. Congratulations, and thank y'all for putting this on.
Absolutely.
Take care, guys. Have a good night.
All right, Pete.
All right, so I need to undeafen and unmute so you can hear me again. Well, that was our show. We're just chilling now. Thanks a lot for watching. We can raid someone if that's what we want to do. Are you gonna stream some tonight, or
not tonight? I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. It's too late tonight because I gotta go. I think I gotta pick my daughter up from work, so I'm gonna pick her up, and then I'll probably eat some dinner and just kind of vibe out a little bit. But tomorrow I'll be back streaming. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I got going on, check me out at JDZ Quest on Twitch, JDZ Quest on YouTube, JDZ Quest on Twitter, and all that. X. But you want to X, throw it up. And again, chat, everyone out there is still rocking with it, man. Thank you guys for kicking it and making this thing so chill and giving the love and allowing me to come out here and participate. You know, this is something I'm very interested in doing.
Squats.
This is something I'll get up and do some squats with you. We'll squat it up. Oh yeah. Oh.
JDZ squats.
Look at that. Oh yeah, we out here. I'm cheating. I'm not going all the way down. Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm too old. If I squat one more time, I might not be able to get it back up, Wonderland. But maybe I'll stretch a little bit. You know, I got to get the legs going. I'm gonna get a couple more.
Now I'm all warmed up.
Yeah. You kind of look like a runway Santa Claus a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Show the belly now. Got to zip back up.
You kind of look like a high fashion.
Red shorts and a red windbreaker.
Like a high fashion Santa Claus there. Squid Game Santa Claus. I like that.
Yeah, there we go.
Got the Nike Tech. Okay. But seriously, Wonderland, thanks. If you ever need some more, I would love to be a part of the ICL, man. So just let me know. You got my number.
I'm pretty
sure.
My name.
Give me
let's look at the schedule here. I have you scheduled for this Friday.
Nice. I'll be there.
I have you scheduled for the 29th as well.
I'll be there. Nice.
unless they start filling up quickly, I'll probably continue to have you on it because
For sure.
it's just a blast.
I have a good time, man. You had me dying laughing, man. It was so many jokes and so many things happening. But I
Oh,
will
my
I
pleasure.
will be back. So thank you guys again. Anyone out there still in the chat for watching and participating. This is the ICL. This is week number 2 or week number 1 still. We're still week number 1.
Week
Week
2.
number
We
2?
had
Week 2.
Friday
Okay,
and
that's
now
right.
Wednesday. Week
Okay.
1.5.
1.5, and I'm just excited to see where it's going to go and see who's going to clinch the trophy and see who's going to be coming out on top.
It's obviously going to be Lab. I mean, come on now.
You think so? You guys, I mean, I thought 20 Lore was going to make a little bit more noise. If Lab comes out, and if Lab doesn't come out with a dominant fashion,
don't even stop trying to summon terrible things.
I'm not. I think it is I think there's a lot of overdogs and there's a lot of underdogs. Okay, Lab is definitely one of the powerhouses of the sale. They're mitochondrial material. Okay, so we gotta watch your back because everyone's coming for the top dog in this league. So watch yourself.
All right.
Let's see. All right.
Let's raid this random person.
Random
Start
person.
Raid.
Let's do it.
All right, everyone. You all have a great night. I will see some of you on Lad tomorrow. I will see some of you on my stream tomorrow morning, and I'll see the rest of you hopefully Friday night. Let's. My brain turned off. Let's see who's even playing. I should know this. These are things I should know. Let's
All
scroll
right.
down. All right. So Friday is Ink Thieves versus Sunflower Illumineer. Illumineers?
Ink Thieves. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be a good one too. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let's see what they bring. Hopefully, they I hope they keep the momentum alive and bring the funk, dude. We've been seeing some cool decks today too.
They've got to wash off their preseason game. I mean, they got swept, but it was against Labyrinth. So I mean, and they were some close games. I'm pretty sure it was a few that were quite close. So they're looking to get some revenge for sure. I think Sunflower won their pre-season game, but we shall see. All right, but let's raid. Bye.
All right. Thanks, Wonderland.
And we are no longer live.
All right, I want to see this person's reaction. We just hit him with a raid of 52. He's probably about to lose his mind. I love that, dude. That's so cool. This whole rating thing is really, really sweet.
Wow. Listens to my podcast.
I love it. Nice. He's playing some Red Blue out here, getting it in. All right. But I gotta go eat some dinner, man. Again, if you ever need a guy, dude, I'm here for you.
Oh, definitely.
I think if we keep doing this, maybe they'll say like, "Oh wow, this JDZ guy. Maybe we can bring in the DLCs." I would love it, man. I would love it. If we keep popping off here, maybe they'll see.
But if that's your goal,
mm-hmm.
You said I wasn't upset, but you said you used cripple as a descriptor. I would recommend not doing that. That's all.
Oh, okay. Like crippled position, you can't say that.
Just like in
just
general.
Leave it. Okay.
Yeah, I just wouldn't say that one.
Got it.
I mean, it didn't bother me, and I'm not like, don't fucking say that again. But like, since you're trying to go for the DLC thing, that might be something they don't like.
Got it.
They're pretty fucking picky.
I need the feedback. I did kind of talk about Lurk and Ito a little bit, but I did use this. I kind of a little.
That's fine. That was fine, I think. But you're doing amazing.
I appreciate it, man. And any type of tips or feedback, I'll take, dude, because I think I can contribute. I think I contribute to the broadcast team. I would love them.